Michael Jackson. Yes, everybody, and welcome to High on Homegrown, the cannabis podcast from Percy'sGrowroom.com. I am Mackie from the UK, and joining us this week, we have Dr. Margaret.
Hello, everyone, and happy International Women's Day. So shout out to all the lady growers out there and lady cannabis lovers.
Indeed.
And it's a beautiful day in Central Ontario, and I'm very excited to be here today.
Nice. We also have Smee.
Good evening, everybody. It's me in the UK. Well,
That's West Korea.
weather was okay. Weather's okay today, I guess. But yeah, other than that, everything's going all right.
Nice. We've got John Colson.
What is up, everybody? Coming to you from a beautiful Minnesota today. It's pretty nice out. 10C, 50 freedom units. I don't get the sun like Margaret did, though.
Boo.
But it's still nice out.
Boo.
You know what I mean?
We also have Billy Barnes. What's up, Billy?
Foggy as fuck around here, mate.
Still
Can't see, like,
foggy?
more than 100 miles, yeah.
Jeez,
Oh
it's
my
you
God.
smoking too much or something, that is. It's
Yeah,
always
that's
foggy
a
where
good
you
point,
are.
actually.
Do you
That's a
look
good
foggy?
point. That
You know,
is a fucking
maybe
good
he's just
point.
got cataracts or something. He doesn't know. He
Yeah.
thinks it's foggy all the time. It's his
Yeah,
eyesight.
just open the window, Billy. Open the window to the room
Open
you're
the
in.
window, yeah.
The fog might clear.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't believe it's still foggy. That's lame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's foggy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
When does
It
the
was
fog
like
usually
that
And
here
leave?
a couple
cold
days.
as well. Cold wind, ice cold wind yesterday,
Ooh.
like proper ice cold wind.
Oh,
Like your nipples would fall off. It's that cold.
Listen, don't be
Wow.
a sissy. What was it, like 2
Proper
degrees
brass
out?
monkeys, as they say.
Jeez.
Yeah, probably
know where that
fucking
comes
6
from?
degrees.
The old
No.
saying brass monkeys.
No.
No, freeze your
No.
balls off a brass monkey.
I've
It
tried
comes
it,
from
don't
the
know
old
where it
days
comes
of
from.
pirate ships and stuff when they used to have cannonballs. They used
Okay.
to place the
Mhm.
cannonballs on top of something called a brass monkey, so they would stack up on this little brass monkey thing, which is like a triangular little piece of brass which you stack your balls on. And when it gets cold, it would like retract, so it get a little bit, so the balls wouldn't sit on it properly, and then the balls would fall off. So it'd be cold enough for the balls to freeze your balls off a brass monkey.
Wow, there we go, everybody.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
for that piece of history. Pirate news. I don't know what that was, Billy, but it was
Yeah, pirate
enjoyable.
news,
Right.
maybe.
Thank you for
There
telling us
go.
about that. Wow. Well, for the rest of the show, everybody, I don't know if we can make up for that. That was extra special. We've just got news to talk about after this. Damn, Billy.
Just news. Holy. I mean, we might as well just shut her down at this point after that.
Yeah, that's right. That's
You
this
know?
week's episode of news, everybody.
I'm not sure, but I
Nothing
think you
more to
might be
say.
slightly taking the piss there, are you? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
Bill.
yeah.
Jesus.
We
Oh
bet.
no. Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. We always
don't
have
think we
that
understand
somewhere
that.
in the show, though. We always have that random fucking fact that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? Just random.
Yeah.
Billy
shows
lives
up.
in pirate
We love
country
you.
right now, doesn't he?
I mean, I
So-
feel like that's my
Yeah.
life, to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah, indeed. Well, of course, we have 5
Mhm.
stories in the cannabis news and events to be covering, and during the grow guides this week, we're going to be talking about different tools that you should have in your grow kit. That's right, really. And obviously, we
Ooh-wee.
have the smoke break in the middle. What happens then? We don't know. We'll just see what happens then, because that's how we go. You know what I'm saying? But yes, it's going to be a good show, everybody. It's going to be a good show. What's the weather like?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Billy already said it's foggy. It's not so bad where I am. I've got 10 degrees C. Damn, it's not bad. No sun. We've still got that cloud over us, but still, temperatures are decent. Margaret, you said you had improved. What are you saying about your weather?
Yeah, it's like, well, yesterday it was like plus 14.
Okay.
Double
see.
digits. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and melted a lot of snow. The sun is shining right now. It's above 0. It's great.
Above zero, can't complain. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can, and you really should. But you're used to it at this point, aren't you?
I mean, it's just such a contrast from like a month ago when it was like minus 20 something.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, a couple weeks ago.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
It was that a couple weeks ago, man.
yeah.
Um,
And now it's
Stupid.
like the
For, like,
first
2
fall
days.
spring probably, but you know,
mhm.
we'll take it.
Yeah,
The first
yeah.
one is going to be multiple.
There could be.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. We could get a blizzard tomorrow, bro, out of nowhere, and nobody'd
Oh.
even know what's happening.
It's like that
Yeah,
in West Korea.
Yeah. A couple
We
of
got
days ago,
2
we had a
feet
beautiful
of
day.
snow in April 24th, probably about 12 years ago here.
Fuck.
Like
Yeah.
a fucking downright blizzard with 2 feet of snow. Like, suck it, man.
Madness. Madness, man. Madness.
Yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Sweet? What's the weather like where you are?
I said it's all right.
Not bad.
It's not
not
been
bad.
so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs are happy. It's great.
Yeah, dogs are happy. That's how I judge it. If I sweat after I've walked in the dogs, it means it was warm enough not to wear my scarf.
Okay.
Can we, however, understand that this is the worst time of the year for having animals?
Oh yeah, man.
Especially dogs.
Just muddy all the time,
Holy-
innit?
Yeah.
Holy-
Mm.
Oh
Damn.
my god, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, I replaced all of the mud in my back garden with artificial turf, so I don't get any muddy paws coming back in. However, when I take them for a walk, it's a 25-minute cleanup after I've been in.
Mhm.
Been on the
Oh
field.
yeah.
Oh, you haven't given up yet? Wow. I've just given up.
Yeah.
I closed the living room
I
door.
just
and
bust out the
say,
vacuum cleaner and the carpet
everywhere else is
cleaner.
laminated. You can do it.
Yeah.
That can be
mhm,
washed. With
mhm.
the carpet in the living
That's
room.
what you can do.
This is it.
But
It's
then,
when they get into the
Mhm.
hallway and they shake and all the mud
Mm,
goes all
yeah, it's
the
all-
way up your
yeah.
walls, on your
Mhm.
ceiling, because your hallway's so small. It just
that's right. The missus
on.
goes on about it
Yeah.
like all the way through November,
Mm.
October, November time when it's just stupidly wet all the time, and now January, February when things start not being so cold and it just rains all the time, and yeah, just mud everywhere, man. It's so bad.
Yeah. Yep. Not about it.
But at least we don't have fog. Billy like
Dogs
really
don't mind it,
is in
though.
like a different country down there in Cornwall. Mm-mm. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying, Billy?
totally down here. It's well different.
Mm-mm.
It is.
summers
everything.
are beautiful down there, but the winters can be brutal.
Yeah, winters are a bit harsh. Yeah. And
Mm.
like I say, it's just fog. Even like a year or two ago, like the June, we had like 20 days of fog in Camelford, and everywhere else was fucking like sun. You drive 4 miles out,
Mhm.
and that's it. You got sun everywhere. It's just up in the moors bit, you do get very foggy,
Mm.
which is a bit shit.
Hmm.
But hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just reminds me, random tangent, because you said the Moors, and that reminded me of the Moors murders, and then that reminded me of Ian Huntley, that guy who
Oh,
was,
yeah,
uh,
that's a shame, innit?
Yeah, yeah. oh, he
Yes,
died
shame.
in prison after being beaten. What a
boo-hoo.
tragedy. Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
fucking.
Mhm.
he went the right way though, didn't he? By
No idea
being
who we're
having his
talking
skull
about, but,
smashed
mhm.
in. At least he didn't
Yeah.
die of natural causes. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he's-
that's right.
He's,
Yeah,
he went peacefully in his sleep. It was like more like brutally with an iron bar.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
That's a piece of non-cannabis news for you there, everybody. Do you guys know who we're talking about when we say Ian Huntley? John?
No.
Margaret?
No.
Yeah, it's just some guy who killed 2 girls,
No,
young
some
girls.
complete cunt.
Yeah,
An
in
absolute
the
piece of
early
shit
2000s.
wanker.
Okay.
Sorry.
So he's been in prison since then,
Okay.
and somebody beat him with an iron
Two
bar.
12-year-old girls.
Hmm.
And he was the caretaker at the school, so he was in a position of trust. Yeah, and he abused that trust and raped and murdered these 2 beautiful little girls that had all their lives in front of him. While this piece of shit sat on the freaking local news, crying, giving it, "Oh, I wish they could come home. I feel so sorry for their parents." So yeah, he got the justice he deserved. It's a shame that it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
he's a piece of shit. So
There's some
So there's
non-cannabis
that.
news. Yeah. And now we should go on
Again.
with the cannabis news. Yes. We've
Let's do
hit
it.
the dark note of the show now.
I mean,
Thanks for that, Smee. Thanks.
sorry,
Mhm.
sorry.
We only needed a brief mention. Now,
Triggered.
triggered. Sorry, John, you saying something before we move on?
no, I said, yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it then. It's time for the news. Let's go. So what are we going to do first? I don't know. There's so many options we have here. Let's just get let's get the dark option out of the way first, right? Because a few months ago you would have heard that the cannabis campaigner in the UK, Hannah Deacon, she unfortunately passed away of cancer. She was only 45 years old, and she leaves behind a family. She got a disabled son, and she was a big part of the campaign when the UK finally legalized cannabis for medical use. But now she's got some campaign bats starting in her memory, so I thought we should bring this to everybody's attention. It's from Cannabis Health News, written by Sarah Sinclair. And yeah, we'll just have a quick look at this. Campaign launched in memory of Mum with a U, who helped change UK medical cannabis law. Hannah Deacon campaign is calling on the government to support children unable to access medical cannabis on the NHS. Labour MP, a long-time medical cannabis advocate, Tonia Antoniazzi, has called to the government to fund a new observational trial to support children with drug-resistant epilepsy who are still unable to access medical cannabis on the internet. Let me just say there, if it's drug-resistant epilepsy, it's known as intractable epilepsy, and this is when they'll start using cannabis, and the cannabis works. But cannabis is a drug, so it's not drug-resistant, it's just resistant to the drugs they fucking want you to use. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ridiculous. It's not resistant. Cannabis works, and cannabis is a drug. So whatever, you fucking dickheads. Anyway,
Dicks.
Antoni Yazzie is spearheading a new campaign launched in memory of Hannah Deacon, the mother of Alfie Dingley, who campaigned for the legalization of medical cannabis in 2018. Hannah died of cancer last year, aged just 45. Her high-profile campaign led Alfie, who has a rare and severe form of treatment-resistant epilepsy, becoming the first person to obtain a full license for prescription of medical cannabis through the NHS in June 2018. Later that year, on November 1st, the government announced that rescheduling of cannabis-based medicines, making them legal to prescribe by doctor on the specialist register. Almost 8 years on, that's crazy. It's been 8 fucking years and nothing's changed. Madness. Almost 8 years on, an estimated 80,000 patients are now able to access medical cannabis through private clinics in the UK, but only 4 children, including Alfie, receive prescriptions through the NHS, which other families face cost of around 15,000 per year. So let me just clarify that for people who don't know what we're talking about. We have this socialized medicine. In the UK, we pay national insurance, which covers healthcare for everybody. And you get a prescription from your doctor and you get a reduced fee. You have to just pay like £10.50 or something for your prescription. And that's for all drugs, except when it comes to cannabis. If you want to use cannabis as a medicine, you have to go to a private clinic where you pay around £50 for a consultation to get onto there in the first place, if you have the right conditions to get it. And then you have to buy your medicine, and it's like
At
50
full price plus.
it's 50 Great British pounds for 10 grams of cannabis, I think. And then you have the oil as well, Fico. you can get, which is £100 for 30 milliliters or something. It's ridiculously priced. And these people who are using oil every day for their epileptic children are paying thousands every month, which is something we don't do in the UK. As I said, we have the socialized healthcare. So medicine costs are reasonably cheap. But if you're getting your cannabis through a private medical clinic, again, we've had ladies on the show who are buying medicine for their kids, like £1,500 a month for medicine, looking at £2,000. It's a stupid amount of money for these people to get. And even 8 years after, it's saying here that there's only 4 people, including Alfie, who receive prescription from the NHS. So only 4 people are getting it from the NHS and paying the cheaper price for the medicine. Everybody else, the 80,000 people.
4 out of 80,000.
4 out of 80,000 get it on the. Everybody else has to pay privately for it, and they pay a ridiculous amount of money.
Everybody.
Madness. Let's carry on. An unacceptable burden is the title here. During Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday, the 4th of March, Anthony Yazzie, MP for Gower, asked Keir Starmer to commit. Our great and powerful leader, Keir Starmer. Just wanted to shout that out there. Thank you, Keir Starmer, for everything you do for us. We appreciate you. Asked Keir Starmer to commit a modest £2 million for an observational trial to relieve these families of this unacceptable burden, which it is. It's an unacceptable burden in a civilized society that we allegedly have. Families should not be forced to pay £2,000 a month for their kids' medicine. It's not even their medicine, which they should also get, but this is a kid. Well, you want the kid to go out and fucking scrub chimneys so he can afford his medicine? You piece of shit. You know what I mean? Fuck. I won't get carried away. Sorry about that. My families are still paying around £13,000 a month for a treatment that is already legal to prescribe, said Anthony Yazzie, who has previously accompanied families travelling to the Netherlands to access medical cannabis. The proposed study would run alongside 2 previously announced NHS-funded randomised control trials on medical cannabis and epilepsy, which are being conducted by researchers at UCL, which is, University of Central London. Let's say that. I don't know. It's probably not that, but we'll put words to it.
Sounds good.
There you go. It would allow children who are currently prescribed the treatment privately to continue accessing it at no costs while real-world data is collected. And I would like to see... Sorry, yes, John?
So, we're going to do a study that you already probably have the data for the past 8 years on 80,000 people. Right? Is this what I'm picking up?
Yeah, it's
They're doing another study? Even though they have the info.
Well, what I'm saying is
but the info hasn't been gathered properly. It hasn't been gathered properly. It needs to be gathered in a
because
scientific
those consultants don't get paid for nothing. You gotta employ them somehow.
Oh my god!
Madness,
it does seem a little ridiculous to be like, let's do a study.
Yeah, and what I would like to see in the future is these families who have had to pay this tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands for their kids' medicine over these years, over these 8 fucking years, when people have been prescribed cannabis on the NHS. Why are these other people being left out? It's ridiculous. So I would like to see, if I was in this position, I would have kept every single vial of medicine I've had to fucking buy, and I'll be taking that to the government, being like, you owe me money for this, you fucking robbing bastards. You know what I mean?
Especially because these families too have probably tried everything that was available to them on the NHS, and then they're like, nothing's working. Nothing's working. Let's use the thing that works, and then like, oh, you can't get coverage for that. Sorry.
And this is another thing one of the ladies brought up before. It's like they claim this medicine doesn't work. It's like, so why are people out there paying £2,000 a month for it?
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't pay that
works.
kind of money if it wasn't working. Absolutely.
Right.
Madness. Drives you fucking crazy what goes on in this country, man. The research team is said to have confirmed that an accompanying observational trial would be a viable option. However, the Prime Minister failed to commit to the additional funding, instead pointing to the $8 million already invested in RCTs, which is obviously the right decision. Thank you, Keir Starmer, for your wisdom and for always pointing us in the right direction. Hannah Deacon's campaign for her son Alfie was remarkable, and I know how much she missed Starmer told the House, how much she's missed Starmer told the House. We are investing $8 million in clinical trials on cannabis-based medicines for conditions like drug-resistant epilepsy, and I want to see patients access safe, effective medicines and new treatments as quickly as possible. The RCTs were
So
first
10 years.
yeah, probably 10, 15 years. They'll drag their feet with this one. The RCTs were first promised in 2019 following a review commissioned by former Health Secretary Matt Hancock, although finally announced in 2024, which is 5 years after 2019. If anybody wanted me to do the quick maths for you there, it's done. See that? They have since been delayed again. Why?
Of course.
Campaigners warn that these will take several years to complete, and they are not suitable for children already prescribed medical cannabis, for whom the treatment has already significantly reduced seizures, where all other options have failed. Parents from the campaign group End Our Pain have also repeatedly called for an observational trial as an alternative solution for these children after being blocked from accessing the medicine through the NHS. While I understand, this is in quotes, while I understand the government's reticence to move forward any kind of drug reform, this is a titrated drug and is widely accepted in other countries around the world, Antoniazzi tells Cannabis Health. We are making, sorry, this is in quotations again, why we are making it difficult for these families to access a prescription that makes their children's lives so much better baffles me. Let me tell you why. Because the government is corrupt as fuck, and they have people who benefit from the profits of things like this that control them using fat envelopes. And they bribe the politicians to make sure laws don't get passed and things stay exactly as they are because they make a fuckload of money off it. Allegedly, I don't know if any of that's true. Yeah. It's just something Billy was telling me yesterday. Just if you have any problems, take it up with him.
Exactly, mate. For example, Rishi Sunak, when COVID came, he owned 500 million pounds worth of shares in the vaccine people or whatever.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but yet they won't put 2 million in extra to the 8 million that they put into what? That's nothing. These politicians earn more than that a year.
It's disgusting,
most
man.
of them.
And look at the rest of the money they just squander on things as well. It's ridiculous.
This is what we'll
just get this quickly finished off here. A couple of paragraphs left. We made her a promise and we wouldn't give up. Even after Alfie secured his NHS prescription, Hannah continued campaigning to ensure other families could access the same treatment. Now Antoniazzi and other parents say they will continue that fight in Hannah's name. What drives me is Hannah and how she fought for all families and how she fought for their children, she adds. She was a really special woman and her family wants her legacy to remain. In a post on her Instagram, Emma Appleby, who's also been on the show, who campaigned alongside Hannah, who was also on the show, on behalf of her daughter, Tegan. We've had everybody on the show. It's crazy. Said, although Hannah's son had an NHS prescription, she continued to fight and stand alongside other families like mine who still had to battle. We all made a promise that we wouldn't give up. So yeah, keep on doing the work you shouldn't have to do in the fucking first place. Medcan Family Foundation commented, Hannah was a tireless advocate and a driving force behind progress for families fighting for access. She refused to accept a system that left children waiting without answers. Her legacy continues this new campaign. So yeah, I hope it does well. I hope it does well. You know, it's an absolute piss take what people have to go through in this country. Especially these people have already paid for their healthcare. They've already paid for this medicine because they pay national insurance. We're all forced to pay it. So why are these people exempt from that? They've paid for their insurance too. Right. You know what I mean? They should be getting this fucking medicine. Right. Disgusting. And this is like, this should be a stain on our government for fucking generations. This should. What they've done here. Making sure that people can't access their medicines. It's absolutely disgusting.
Because I'm the only one in America, I have a question about this because we talk about this a lot. You know what I mean? The NHS and the prescriptions, not being able to get them on the NHS, let's say. So you guys have that national health care. So my question is, Margaret, in Canada, do they allow this on your guys' universal healthcare stuff?
It would really depend on the doctor and also not really. Because in Canada, you pay for your medications a lot of the times, unless you have private insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they
but
used
do you
to be
get a copay on them though, or something, or no?
Yeah, is it capped? Or you
No.
have to pay full price?
I just pay.
Well, say for
Whatever.
example, if a child
Okay.
had asthma, do they have to pay for their inhalers?
Actually, I think in Ontario you don't pay for, like, if you're 25 or under, you don't pay for your medications. So
Right.
I don't think you would pay for your kids' medications. And then there's might be something for seniors, and if you're on certain government programs, you might not pay, but I pay.
Right.
I pay for my
Right.
medications, but
Well, because I
yeah.
wonder, because like, right, like this doesn't get brought up about Canada, it doesn't get brought up in the US, you know, and we're legal in so many states here, but like, as far as I know, other than what they've been doing with the whole Medicare thing with seniors and veterans and stuff, that they're just now talking about, like trying to get that in on there, like that's not a thing here that I know of.
Yeah, you would pay. You would
Anybody I
definitely
know
pay for your
who's
cannabis if you were a medical patient here, as far as I know.
yeah, yeah. I was just curious, right?
Yeah.
Like I was,
Yeah.
You just remind yourself,
how
John,
Canada
about
did that too.
nothing really makes sense in the UK, mate. We just
Well,
we
but
have no idea
what
what's going
I'm
on.
getting at is that we're really no different in this aspect. Me and Margaret in the situation, you know what I mean? Like if Margaret or I had a child that had epilepsy, we would still have to pay for that out of pocket. Also, is what I was getting at.
Yeah,
you know.
But you
So
don't have the
it's-
private the socialized healthcare systems that we do. You don't have the
Right,
NHS.
right.
It's like all other medicines are covered except for cannabis.
Yep.
You know, it's like you have to pay for all of your medicines and cannabis. You know what I mean? It's like cannabis is the exemption to the rule here, where
I
yours
can
is
get
the rule.
morphine. I can get morphine on prescription for free from the NHS, but I can't get cannabis.
Right.
Madness.
Which is
You know what I'm
fucked.
saying? So they'll give me
Yeah.
a heroin derivative, but they won't give me cannabis.
Yeah,
Right.
madness.
Madness.
And there's excuses they make up for that. You know, like
It's
you
the
can't
same
get
thing
proper
with
dosage.
insurance companies here too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I mean, it used to be that some cancer treatments, like insurance company be like, we're not paying for that medicine. It's
Madness.
$1,500 a pill.
Madness.
You know,
Absolutely, it's crazy. I saw some video the other day. One of these YouTubers who raise money for people, and they come across a couple in a supermarket, and the guy was saying how he's got 6 to 18 months left to live because he has brain cancer, and the insurance isn't going to pay for it. It's like, what are you even talking? How does that make any? What you want about the insurance isn't going to pay? Like, this man caused himself to have brain cancer or something. How is that even legal for them to do that? I mean, you could understand. Oh, he got liver failure because he drank a fucking shitload and gone to cause his liver permanent fucking damage. So the insurance company can be like, well, he kind of did that to himself, fucking knob, and still that wouldn't be right. But you got some kind of reasoning. But a man with brain cancer, you just can't be like, nah, sorry, mate, we ain't paying for that. It's like, what the fuck did you shut them fuckers down? Sorry, I won't even go on a rant about this. We're going to move on to the next. We're going to move on to the next story. I'm just saying it's disgusting.
boy.
But let's
No,
talk
I
about
get it.
let's talk about the munchies. What's going on with the munchies here? This is you, John, right? Yes, John. Where did John go?
Where did he go?
Sorry, I forgot to push the button. My
Oh.
bad. Stupid thing.
Dead air there.
I'm like
How bad that
earlier.
is?
I'm like,
You know
I
what I
gotta
mean?
put this thing up
It
so I
was
can
all so
see it. And then
professional
I hit
until
the
then.
button.
Bah,
Fuck, man.
Jesus. Well played, John.
So
Well played.
munchies, everybody. We're gonna talk about munchies. This is coming to us from Marijuana Moment. So scientists reveal what types of food the marijuana or cannabis munchies make you crave the most. I'm interested in this. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful leaf right there. It makes me so happy. Getting the munchies after using cannabis isn't just in your head. It's a real biological phenomenon that could hold important real-world implications for people suffering from conditions associated with appetite loss. According to a new study that also identified some of the most commonly desired food items while high. Researchers at Washington State University at WUSU, for anybody that's wondering, WUSU, and the University of Calgary sought out to investigate the well-known cannabis experience, which is often comically portrayed in media as a hunger-inducing side effect That's coupled with copious consumption of Doritos and other unhealthful snack foods.
Hold on,
I mean, pizza should be on there too.
Yeah, I mean Doritos. When I have the munchies, on the occasions when I do it, Doritos are not the right snack. They're too dry. I like something juicy.
Oh, I mean, I don't go for juicy.
Sense.
It's not like I'm grabbing a grape.
Do you want to eat something
right? But that's
dry?
when I grab my soda.
It's good with a fucking peach. A properly ripe peach. That's
What
been
in the hell are we talking about? Nobody grabs a peach.
Yeah, I fucking do, John.
I do tend to agree with John on this.
What?
Unless it's a fuzzy peach. Is it a fuzzy peach?
Yeah, man.
No,
peach.
I mean like a candy.
No, it's fucking. They're growing the trees. The peaches. Oh my god. Peaches come in a can. They'll put there by a man in a factory downtown. Huh? Yeah, 100% with Mackie. Yes, Cornerstone.
Peaches.
Yeah.
Peaches for free.
And peaches on the beaches.
Yeah, that's another one. Fuck. Peaches are the shit, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not good, but it's not the thing I think of when I.
Right, next time you've got the munchies, right, and you're thinking, oh, what should I eat? Just think back to when Mackie said, oh, peaches are the shit. And have yourself a peach, and you'll be like, yet again, you will utter the words, Mackie is so fucking right about everything.
You were definitely wrong. Definitely wrong about the goddamn beans on toast.
Hold on. You take that back. You take that back.
I'm not taking that back. Because I not once said you were right on that one.
Sorry. Tangent there, everybody.
Sorry,
Tangent.
Sorry,
let's focus.
Let's
focus.
Let's continue on.
Don't be bringing beans
back
on
to it
toast.
then. While that might be how some people manage the munchies, the appetite stimulation associated with cannabis has the potential to meaningfully help people with serious health conditions. The researchers said in a study which was recently published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. PNAS.
The PNAS.
I like that. The PNAS. Calm down, everybody. So the human clinical trial involved 82 volunteers aged 21 to 62. Participants were randomly assigned to vape either 20 or 40 milligrams of cannabis or a placebo for the control group, and were assessed to determine what kind of factors might impact the appetite effect. The study also involved similar assessments using a rat model. Why we got to do that? Cannabis, in quotes, cannabis acutely and robustly increases energy intake, food motivation, and reward value, irrespective of food type. Satiety? What is that word?
Satiety.
Satiety?
Yeah.
Ooh, that
Dr.
was
Margaret would know.
sure.
Dr. Margaret would know.
Yeah. Food aversion and gender sex. Another quote here, everybody. There are a lot of different diseases, conditions, and disorders associated with wasting syndromes and lack of appetite, and this study really supports the idea that cannabis can be used medicinally to increase appetite in people who have conditions like HIV, AIDS, or who are on chemotherapy. Carrie Cutler, a psychology professor at WUSU, said in a press release. Interestingly, the study found that people didn't universally gravitate toward one type of food option over another. See, Mackie, you like peaches. I like pizza. It's fine. Some participants
you can put peaches
were
on a pizza
inclined...
if you want to.
Oh, wait.
I just wanted to freak you out, man. Nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Because pineapple. I'm about the pineapple. It is also juicy.
Yeah, but not peaches.
Pizza?
Okay, sorry, everybody. Some participants were inclined to eat.
It started already.
Carbohydrate-heavy foods, right? Others preferred proteins, and some fell closer into the stereotype by choosing fatty snack foods. But there were some common, if unexpected, themes. Beef jerky was one of the #1 things intoxicated people gravitated towards. Yeah, baby. Which I don't understand, honestly. I would have thought chocolate chips, Rice Krispie treats,
too much
things like that.
Sugar. I'm not somebody who enjoys sugar. Anything sugary.
Yeah, but
it's just man.
Most people who are high don't look at that. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't enjoy it. I'd be like, well, this is far too fucking sugary. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'd rather have cheese and crackers than
Yeah,
like,
you know, something more savory
Yeah.
is my shit. I
savory
don't
the
like
word
sugary
about.
things
Okay,
unless it's
okay.
fruit, like a nice, delicious peach has been properly ripened, nice and soft. Fuck, you're coming out the fridge, so it's nice and chilled.
Calm
as
down,
well.
James.
You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay. So,
Sorry, John.
Cutler said, adding that water was among the most desired items, probably because your mouth feels like a desert. So there's that. Ryan McLaughlin, a WUSU veterinary science professor, said that the human study found, irrespective of body mass index, time of last food consumption, sex, or how much cannabis was consumed, human participants who used cannabis during the trial ate significantly more food. The rat-based trial similarly demonstrated that cannabis commonly triggered an appetite response in the animals, which pulled levers to obtain food at a much higher rate compared to the control group. Get after it, rats, okay? In quotes, the sober animals are kind of like, I'm full, why do I care? They don't put in any effort at all. They barely work at a capacity to get access to food. The University of Calgary, or Calgary as some may say, Matthew Hill said, but you get them stoned again, and even though they're now full and they've eaten, they go right back as if they're starving. That sounds like me. The same thing we saw in the human, or in the humans we saw in the rats. We kind of thought it would make them want to eat carb-rich foods, but that didn't seem to be the case. It just seemed to be any food, he said. The findings reinforce that the findings reinforce what's been established in earlier research into the endocannabinoid system. THC stimulates the hypothalamus and hijacks that entire system, McLaughlin said. So even though you're not necessarily hungry, THC can stimulate cannabinoid receptors in the brain and make you feel hungry. That's what really gives us the opportunity to look at whether this is something brain mediated or gut mediated. And this generally shows the munchies are mediated by the brain, he said. So there's that. There's more. I can continue on. This is far from the only study to look at the relationship between cannabis and appetite. For example, in 2024, WUSU researchers separately published a federally funded study that identified exactly what happens in the brain after using cannabis that causes the munchies. The research published in the scientific reports revealed how cannabis activates a specific cluster of neurons in the hypothalamus region of the brain that stimulates appetite. There's also some, just more studies. 2019, 2022, and another one in 2024. A meta-analysis also found that people who use cannabis are about half as likely to develop type 2 diabetes, everybody.
Allegedly.
Now, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, that's a study? A meta-analysis?
It's funny the different standards they have for these kind of things.
Yeah. Everybody's going to eat whatever they're going to want at that time when they're high. You know what I'm saying? When you get the munchies, like, I might not always want pizza. I may want a peach, okay? I also may want a giant
What's wrong with having a
glass
pizza and a peach?
of chocolate milk.
Jesus.
You could, but I might not be in the mood for one or the other at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I do know what you mean.
Wings, like, I think about if I were high and I seen like a bucket of wings.
Yeah, don't say wings. You're going to trigger Smee.
Annihilate that.
Just saying.
Smee, I'm sorry, buddy.
Smee has something against wings?
Yeah.
Oh.
He lost his Minecraft wings, didn't he?
Right.
So he's upset about
I forgot about that. Sorry. Sorry.
It's a touchy subject, Margaret. A very touchy subject.
Forgot. Forgive me.
That's right.
What are you saying, Billy? You got anything to add to this one?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
What do you like to munch on, Billy?
What would you like to munch on, Billy?
Peaches.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Yes.
He only said that to be in your good graces.
Yeah.
I like peaches, but like this time of year, you don't buy peaches. You buy them in the summertime when they're fresh and in season. So I could appreciate a nice summer peach, but It's just not
We
happening
live in
in March.
2026. It's in season all year round. We get stuff from around the world.
What about
I
what about a
prefer the
pear?
local peaches.
How do we feel about pears?
No, pears. No, peaches are a
Pears-
different
pears
level.
are
Peaches are a
good.
different grade of fucking
I'll take a
fruit.
pear over a peach, I think.
Oh, you
honestly.
crazy person. You are an actual crazy
I'm
Are
person.
you judging him for his choice of fruit?
Absolutely.
Wow.
There's draw the line when it
Wow.
comes
Pretty
to
racist,
fucking
ain't it, Margaret?
talking about peaches
Wow.
like that. No,
Yeah.
What if he was a plum guy?
then I would
Yeah.
dislike
like
him
plums.
exactly the same.
Oh, like
They're related.
Pear over peach too.
That's
Fuck
right,
you, Marcus
Marcus.
Paris.
They're
You
related.
look,
Marcus.
yeah, it's a bit
Plums,
appropriate.
Fair,
plums
bro.
and pears.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
how about the nectarine then? That's the peach
Okay,
without the
nectarine's good.
fuzz.
Yeah, it's still
Well,
good.
I mean,
Still
So you'll
good.
judge a
they
person
little?
for plum versus nectarine versus peach versus pear. Come on, make it
Yeah,
make
there's a
sense.
hierarchy to these kind of things. That's what I'm saying.
What do we think about the baby orange things?
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like
they're
those.
cool. They're
The
cool.
cuties.
Is that what they're
Gosh.
called?
Like,
I thought
Anyway,
they're plum and
well,
pear.
that's one of the
Jesus.
brands here.
Just giving people a little sample of what
Yes,
what the
SG2.
smoke break is like. There.
yeah.
It was relevant to the
okay, I'm done with
conversation.
mine.
It was.
Sorry.
It was relevant.
was.
Indeed, it
It
was.
was.
But let's take a look at this next news story here. We got these people dressing up as Old Bill now, and the only
know, it's a
reason why
cheeky
you
man.
know that it's not really police is because they're going after fucking cannabis farms instead of arresting people for their Twitter posts. You know what I mean? Because that's what our police do
Okay.
now. But yeah, you want to talk about what's going on here, Smee?
Yeah, they're actually doing the job the police should be doing.
Well, kind
Well,
of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So what we have today is we have drug gangs dressed as police officers to raid cannabis farms. So this is a story from the BBC by a guy called Paul Burnell. And he says a drugs gang posed for photographs of themselves dressed as police officers while raiding other criminals' cannabis farms. Lancashire police said they found the images where, when they raided the gang's base in Blackpool, the 9-strong outfit had also threatened to firebomb a woman's house when a delivery went wrong.
What?
I just gotta say that first picture. I don't know if you noticed the first picture of the guy dressed up, but how many fucking cans of Red Bull does he have there? He's got like 5 cans of Red Bull.
True story. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at this.
One's
Fuck.
upside down, apparently.
Jacked on caffeine.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
Smee.
I feel
Smee,
like this is an
they were
AI
trying to get
video
wings,
or
Smee.
picture.
Ah, you
That is
fucker.
wild.
Upside down Red Bull. What the hell?
Red Bull and
Wow.
Minecraft give you wings, apparently.
I mean?
and take them away.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Anyway.
they've got wings, Smee. What was you saying?
Mm-hmm.
The 9-strong outfit, wait, wait,
I
wait,
was saying that the 9-strong outfit also threatened to firebomb a woman's house when delivery went wrong, which is something the police don't generally do. But they were all given jail sentences ranging from 15 years to a year for the crimes, including drug dealing, blackmail, and burglary. So the Preston Crown Court had the Ozone, which is an organised crime group. So they've even got their own little name for themselves. They call themselves the Ozone Crime Group. Crazy. Had supplied drugs in Blackpool across the Clyde coast since 2021 using the app Telegram to advertise their drug before selling them via WhatsApp. The messages included maps for the courier's drug deliveries. Police said a woman in Poulton Le Clyde suffering from a terrifying ordeal when gang member Mark Kirkwood and 2 others armed, wearing masks and brandishing a machete and baseball bats, stormed her house as her children slept upstairs in March 2024.
Damn.
Yeah.
What?
So it's got serious all of a sudden, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gone from Red Bull wings to not nice stuff. So they wanted to know where the weed was and threatened to firebomb the house if it was not returned within 20 minutes. When police arrived, they found an open cardboard box in the front garden with a tracker tag and an invoice addressed to a different Blackpool woman from a man in the USA. The woman's
Wow.
So this was a big operation, and
They put a tracker in it so they could find it and get it stolen on the other side of things. That's mad.
Yeah. The woman's partner had disposed of the empty boxes as a favour to a friend, the court heard.
Allegedly.
Uh-huh.
5 months later, police raided a warehouse in Whitegate Driver, Blackpool, with rooms where cannabis were stored, produced, and packaged. A phone with messages about drug deals between Kirkwood and gang leader Joshua Shaw was found. When Kirkwood and Shaw were arrested, a phone with a photo of Kirkwood in a police uniform was discovered, and another phone showed a gang member, Cole Muir, in a high visibility police jacket. It emerged the gang had raided cannabis farms dressed as police officers. Shaw, 33, of no fixed abode, admitted conspiracy to supply cannabis and information of cannabis.
Importation
of cannabis. Was convicted of blackmail and sentenced to 15 years.
Jesus.
Kirkwood, 29, with no
Ooh-wee.
fixed abode, was convicted of assisting the OCG and blackmail and attempted conspiracy to supply drugs and conspiracy to produce drugs, as well as conspiracy to commit burglary. Some grammar mistakes in there, Mackie, even I could pick up on. You don't use "and" that many times, right? So
shouldn't.
Yep. So he was jailed for 8 years and 6 months. So it's gone from 15 years for the first guy to 8 years and 6 months because it says here, assisted the OCG, which is the Organized Criminal Gang. I believe that was from the Organized Criminal Group, which is from the top there. So because he assisted, he obviously got some time off. Where was I? He was jailed for 8 years and 6 months. Muir, 27, of Ballagrove, Blackpool, admitted supplying cannabis and conspiracy to commit burglary and was sentenced to 42 weeks.
Somebody sang.
That's it. 6 other members were also jailed. So,
wow. It's getting dangerous out there, man. It's getting dangerous. These motherfuckers just dressing up as police, coming to your house and stealing your shit. This is again. And I know you guys in legal places don't have to worry about these kind of things, but for us guys here in West Korea and other places around the world where it's still illegal to grow, you have to be cautious. This is where you have to follow those rules, man. It's not just the police who can kick the door off. It's people to be pretending to be police, which is even worse than the fucking police.
I'm not afraid of the police kicking my door down. What they're going to do, they're going to like slap me on the wrist and send me home because I've got... But... You know, these guys, they're going to do a lot more than slap me on the wrist.
These guys threatening to burn a woman's house down with the kids in it.
You're fighting for your life, aren't you, if these are coming through your door? It's as simple as that. But the police, they're not going to do nothing.
Follow them rules, everybody.
It's a confusing story to me.
What's confusing, John?
Wow. So you got gangs just breaking in, pretending to be police to get whatever. But how much of whatever is my question? Because it makes it sound like this is a very little amount.
Yeah, but
they tried to get from this lady. Like, what do we bought? What are we breaking in to steal a 20 or what? Because
still a what?
I'm so confused.
What did you do there? A twin.
Yeah, oh right, catch that.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't put on this.
Like a little 20.
Movie reference.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't actually say the amounts of cannabis that were being taken or supplied or dropped off or anything like that. But
yeah, didn't give any value, did it? Oh
no,
yeah,
no, nothing. That's why I'm like, well, what?
But just like a lot of these Instagram and Telegram, you know, sellers and whatnot, they are getting it all imported from the US. And you know, someone was telling me a story about a guy that was getting stuff imported from the US. The Royal Mail stopped it, came to his house, let him know that they'd contacted the police. So he was given like forewarning. He managed to get everything out of his house. Police came around, couldn't prove anything. And he just said, oh yeah, I live in a shared house. It could have been any one of them. And they ended up walking away. He instantly picked the phone up and ordered another bundle. You know?
Fuck the police.
This is it.
Madness. Yeah, it's crazy out there, man. It's crazy out there. Be careful, everybody. You know, it's it must be shocking for you guys living in legal places to hear stories like this and you're like, what the actual fuck is going on in West Korea?
Yeah. There is a silver lining. There is a silver lining for us in West Korea with people like this. And obviously, we don't want them coming through our house, but it takes the heat off us. We're just home growers. We keep our heads down, do 4 plants and don't. The coppers, even if they did find out I was growing, there's no dealing. So they're going to be like, he grows 4 plants. He's hardly a big fish in a small pond, is he? When there's like probably about 20 Albanians that are down my street that do
allegedly
converted houses. You know? So they're the ones that are getting watched. They're the Albanians that are picking like pallets of cocoa up from the local grow shop, not me with my 1 bag, you know? So it is kind of a good thing that these guys are out there because it takes the heat off us. But at the same time, I do feel people that get caught up in it, especially when violence is involved, because it's not nice. I don't, especially when kids and violence. You know, there used to be honor amongst thieves. There used to be honor. Like if you ever had a problem with somebody, you would never go around to their house if they had kids, drag them out of their house and give them a slap because they've got kids. You'd do it you'd contact them. They'd meet you in a certain place and you'd deal with it there, away from all kids and stuff like that. But now it's not like that. They come to your house when your kids are there and they'll do what they just don't care, just animals.
Different level, man. You've got to be careful playing these games nowadays. Different class. Let's talk about what's going on in Malta then, Billy. You want to tell us about some cannabis club laws or something? What's going on here?
Well, they're changing the frameworks now. So basically, Malta have updated its regulatory framework on cannabis. It's increasing the quantity of products that the Maltese cannabis clubs can store. So the changes introduced a new legal option last week to adjust stock limits based on the amount of like people registered in the club members for each association. So until now, all combinations were limited to 500 grams of dried cannabis stock, which is the same as Amsterdam, isn't it? So I suppose that's where they took it from. So, regardless of the size of the club as well. So now the new rules, the new rules replace that with a general limit with a tiered system. So it's suitable for more larger clubs, obviously, to struggling to meet demand because obviously 500 grams is a bit difficult. A few members come in and grab that, and then that's it. You got to get another load in. It's just constant
transporting it is risk as well.
It's a yo-yo effect.
Yeah. So under the new framework, associations with more than 350 members can now store up to 3.5 kilos of cannabis now. So that's a big difference, that is, isn't it? So those with between 250 and 350 members can store up to 2.45 kilos. Clubs between 110 and 250 members can store 175 kilos.
Why are we fucking putting point somethings in there?
1.75 kilos. Sorry, John.
Like, just do halves. What is this 2.45 shit?
Yeah, I know.
1.75.
It's a bit silly, but still. At least they've changed the limit. So, so smaller organisations. So if you've got like fewer than 100 members, you're allowed 700 grams. That's still only 7 grams a member, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a quarter, and a lot, really, is it? A quarter per member.
And it's got to be a case of as well. Say they've got 10 different strains, they can only have 70 grams of each strain, and they're going to have a lot more than 10 different strains, aren't they? They're going to have fucking 50,
but then
100.
Yeah, exactly. But that limits you to 10 strains. Then that's 70 grams to go, or 20 at 35, and then someone comes in and buys them all straight away. It's like,
You know, so I wonder if pubs are under the same rules. Like, you can only have 3 kegs of Stella. Can't have any more than that. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I don't understand who comes up with these fucking rules, man, and how they got in a position where they can make changes to rules that get listened to. You know what I mean? It's like...
Well, we all know policy makers are fucking idiots. And they don't actually... They can't do the jobs they're being paid to do at all. None of them. But basically, the Maltese associations are operating at full capacity, and there's just constantly out of stock, basically, because obviously they just can't get enough in there. So by aligning the thresholds of the size of the association with the size of stock allowed, they reckon that the legal framework's going to help with the governing of personal use, sort of thing. which it will help a lot, obviously, because going from 500 grams to 3.5 kilos is a big jump, isn't it? Really, to be honest, it's a dealable amount. Dealable. Sorry, one sec. Cough. So the changes do not alter the rules.
Covered that up well, Billy. That was smooth.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, it was smooth, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
The changes do not alter the rules regarding the quantity of cannabis that individuals can transport, purchase, or store in their homes. So that's still the same, whatever that is. So since the reform of Maltese cannabis legislation at 2021, adults are allowed to carry up to 7 grams without facing criminal prosecution. What? So if that's not a lot, is it? So you can go to the club and buy 7 grams.
Quarter. Walk out with a quarter.
If you buy 8, you're in the shit.
Yeah, so possession between 7 and 28 grams result in appearance in court rather than criminal prosecution. So yeah, you can literally go and only buy 7 grams in a club, then go home and go and buy 7 grams more. It's like you're gonna have to go back every other day or something, or every day to the club. Obviously, if you live like 100 miles from the club,
stupidness,
like,
that is, isn't it?
It's just fucking They want to fuck people over still. Like registered members of an association can purchase up to 7 grams per 24-hour period.
Wow.
Yeah, so like that's just bullshit if you're a medical user, then, isn't it? So up to a monthly cap of 50 grams. Again, that's medical users getting fucked over. Like that's like not even 2 grams a day.
That's ridiculous. I thought this was gonna be good. They're making fucking changes to their rules. Like, oh, this will be good, but no, this is fucking ridiculous,
exactly.
Man.
It's bollocks, isn't it? That's why I chose it. It sounds good, but it's fucking not. It's cunt and shit. So individuals are also allowed to store up to 50 grams of dried cannabis at home. So what? What the fuck? 50 grams? So you can. That's one month supply at a time. You're allowed to stash at home at 50 grams. So
less than.
Yeah.
Well, so that's all you can buy. Yeah, but if you're using cannabis every day, 50 grams ain't shit. Using that in a week or two.
Per person or household? My question.
It's just wank, innit?
So in order to get the 50 grams in your home, you've got to go. Can only collect 7 grams at a time. Smoke 2 grams
and 7 grams a day.
Grams. Yeah, and then go back the next day. So it'd take you freaking 10 days.
10 that's only 7. That's only 7 trips.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It'll take you 10 days. Then after that 10 days, you won't be able to go back and buy any more because you've already bought your 50 grams.
Yeah, you've got your 50 grams just at home now.
Yeah. Wow. So medical users are fucked, basically. That's what they're saying. Medical users are still breaking the law. Wow. On cultivation sites, associations can store the equivalent of 8 months' supply, calculated at the rate of 50 grams per member. This provision remains unchanged at the new amendments. But even then, it doesn't matter, does it? Wow. If you're only the actual users being punished rather than anyone else here. So while stock limits have been raised for larger clubs, the government has simultaneously strengthened enforcement provisions and increased potential sanctions. It's just bullshit, isn't it? Increased sanctions. So associations which hold more cannabis than the quantity authorised in the distribution centre now get fines between 2,000 and 10,000 euros. Offences committed on cultivation sites carry higher risks of punishment, with penalties of up to 50,000 euros. So if you had a good yield that year from your plants being a little bit bigger, they're going to fuck you with a 50,000 euro fine.
You know what I mean?
Fuck off, man.
Yeah, you get 2 grams over, you're getting
man, that's it. 2 grams over, mate. Yeah.
I mean, or you got the exact same amount, but it's a bit of a humid day, so it weighs a few grams heavier because there's more moisture in it.
Yeah.
It was fine when we weighed it on Saturday. What the fuck?
All I did was put a humidity pack in.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Firetop mentioned something in the chat. He says, where is it? It's something about he's just confused. It's just so confusing. Fully confused me, that did. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
Well, I
think it's
that's
supposed to be like
probably-
that.
That's designed that way, yeah. It makes it so confusing for you to go get and do. You just think, oh, bollocks, I'll go to the off license and grab a tinny. Because I don't have to get 3/4 of that tin, take that home, and then come back for the other quarter. And do you know what I mean?
Well, you got to think these people will get fined if they break the rules. So that's a financial incentive for them to make the rules difficult and hard to understand, because people are more inclined to break rules that they don't understand and be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was it." Well, sorry, don't fix it, mate. Here's €10,000 fine. You know what I mean? So it's ridiculous the way the system works like this, man. It's
the people who transport it as well need a certification now, so they need to go on a register. And if you get caught transporting it without this register, then you obviously get a big fuck off €50,000 fine. So
madness.
Yeah. All change, and they're just fucking people over. There you go.
Is there any more to add to this one, Billy?
Okay.
No, apart from they're fucking people over.
Yeah.
You're allowed to carry more cannabis in your club, but like on your individuals, you're still getting fucked over. So it makes it harder, worse.
Right.
Stupidness, and it's like, can we have it or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So these clubs, they're essentially just like basically medical dispensaries. Is that kind of what I'm getting here?
Well, no, because it's legal for recreational. Well, decriminalized at least. But yeah, you have to be a member, but it's not just for medical use. You don't have to have like a medical certificate to buy and consume. Anybody can do it.
So, okay.
Yeah, fucking, it's just madness, man. Who makes up these fucking rules? Ridiculous.
Nobody knows.
But yeah, congrats on the rule changes, Malta. Just saying.
Yeah, the fuck.
Yeah, so we got some news about alcohol consumption and cannabis as well. What's this one, Margaret? What do we have here?
Yeah, we do. This is from Food and Wine, a very mainstream publication about food and wine. So
yeah,
they're covering this article.
And now cannabis.
Yeah, not cannabis. So this is kind of interesting because it is from a very mainstream publication. And the title is Trying to Drink Less, Cannabis May Help, according to a new study. So, if you're trying to drink less,
you're not gonna tell us
whiskey,
who's by?
maybe? Oh, sorry, Andy Bradovich.
Oh,
I'm the only one that got cut out.
I know what you were trying to do there.
Good try, Mackie.
Next time, that's it. We'll get you next time, Gadget.
We'll get you next time. Next time.
Cutting back on alcohol doesn't necessarily mean giving up a buzz entirely. As cannabis moves further into the mainstream, more people are turning to edibles and THC drinks instead of a second cocktail. And there may be a real reason for this. New research out of Brown University suggests that smoking cannabis could actually help people cut back on alcohol in the short term. The 2025 study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry was a double-blind randomized clinical trial involving 150 participants aged 21 to 44 who drink heavily and use cannabis at least twice a week. Over 3 separate lab sessions held in a simulated bar environment, researchers studied how different THC potencies influenced drinking behavior. During each session, participants were exposed to the sight and smell of their preferred alcoholic drink and then decided whether to consume it or accept a small monetary reward instead. That's interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a relative term. A small monetary reward is different. It's like some people, a small monetary reward is just $1. And some people be like, no, fuck, $1? I'm smoking my joint. $10.
Right.
Some people like, $10? I'm smoking my joint. $50? Small monetary reward is, I don't know, it's a relative term.
Yeah, it's relative, it is. Mm-hmm. When participants smoked cannabis containing active THC, they drank significantly less alcohol and reported a reduced urge to drink compared to when they smoked a placebo. Researchers also involved that THC delayed the start of drinking, with participants taking longer to reach for their first sip. Notably, the study used a relatively low THC concentration of 7.2%, which is relatively modest compared to many products available in the modern dispensaries, yet it still produced measurable changes in drinking behavior, says Dakari Quimby, PhD, a clinical psychologist and clinical advisor at New Jersey Behavioral Health Center. While the study results showed this specific cannabis dose worked better than a placebo, the research does not identify a universal minimum effective dose because everyone has a different density of cannabinoid receptors, he explains. It's also important to note that participants were already experienced with using both substances, so the findings might not apply to those who do not already use cannabis, says Lauren Grauert, MD, a double board certified addiction psychiatrist and clinical advisor at the Garden Recovery and Wellness. The laboratory environment is also highly controlled and lacks the social pressures, loud music, and varied environments of real world drinking scenarios, which could significantly alter how an individual reacts to the combination of substances, she adds. So, how exactly might cannabis curb alcohol intake? Here's what the experts say. According to Grauert, cannabis may curb alcohol intake through a process known as behavioral substitution, where an individual reaches a certain level of intoxication from cannabis, decreasing their desire to seek further gratification from alcohol. There's also the possibility that combining the two substances creates a level of physical sedation or impairment that makes the act of drinking more alcohol less appealing or even physically uncomfortable, leading to a natural self regulation, she explains. From a mechanistic
The fuck?
perspective, what's that?
I was just saying, like, the
Oh.
fuck? That's weird.
Do you think so?
Sorry. I don't know. Like, it's just the way they worded it is weird to me. A less
No.
appealing or even physically uncomfortable.
Well,
Like,
I mean, she was talking in that part about if you're combining both, like you're crossfading, you're probably gonna drink less. Like it's kind of what she's saying.
Crossfading.
well, right,
Yeah.
I get that, but like the physically uncomfortable. I mean, like if I say I just went out and smoked a joint with somebody and we come back in and I grab a drink, like it's not. I guess that's what I'm going with. Like maybe later on, after I've had like 6 drinks, I might become physically uncomfortable.
Yeah. They get
Yeah.
the
But like just
swirlies.
one, right? Like I can hit my ariser here and drink a glass of whiskey, and it's not like it's uncomfortable.
Right. I mean, it depends
I
on the
don't know.
person too, though, right?
Right, sure, for sure.
Because
Yeah,
she
for
was
sure.
saying earlier, like at the level of intoxication from cannabis can decrease the desire to seek further gratification from alcohol. So if you're already pretty high, you
Right.
might be less likely to drink more or drink excessively or whatever,
Yeah.
possibly. But
Okay,
from a
okay.
mechanistic perspective, cannabis may trigger enough dopamine release or sedation to satisfy the brain's immediate craving for a chemical change, thus lowering the perceived value of alcohol, Quimby says. Behaviorally, it may simply alter the user's internal state, making social or psychological cues that usually lead to drinking seem less important or urgent, he explains. That said, the method of cannabis delivery plays a major role in the potential effects. The study specifically used smoked cannabis, which allows THC to enter the bloodstream and reach the brain almost immediately, providing the rapid feedback needed to influence drinking behavior in real time. Grauert says, in contrast, other methods of cannabis ingestion, such as edibles or tinctures, have a slower onset, often taking 1 to 2 hours to peak, she explains. This delay could lead to a continued heavy drinking before the cannabis takes effect, ultimately missing the window where it might have helped reduce alcohol consumption.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
There's a bit more here. The studies specifically looked at one-time acute cannabis use, not long-term patterns. The data suggests that smoking cannabis immediately before a drinking occasion, such as a party, can have a direct effect on reducing alcohol consumption during that specific event, but it does not address whether this effect persists over time, Grauert says. It also provides no evidence that cannabis leads to lasting changes in drinking habits or that it would be effective for someone seeking long-term sobriety. Quimby adds. Guidance on maximum daily or weekly dosage was not the focus of the study, since the goal was to observe behavioral changes in a controlled setting. However, Grauert warns the public to be especially careful with high potency concentrations, noting that psychiatric risks increase significantly as the THC levels rise. The cannabis used in the study was of a much lower potency than many of the products found in commercial dispensaries today, so people should always use the lowest amount necessary to achieve the desired effects rather than pushing towards a maximum limit. A major concern with using cannabis to reduce alcohol consumption is the risk of cross addiction, blah, 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 blah. We're simply shifting the dependency from one substance to another. While reducing alcohol is a positive health outcome because of its toxicity to the liver and brain, replacing it with heavy cannabis use is not without its own set of psychiatric risks. Grauert says cannabis can lead to dependency, cognitive slowing, and in some users, heightened anxiety or even psychosis. Quimby echoes this warning, stressing the importance of examining the core reasons behind substance use in the first place. We have to ask if the trade-off is truly improving the person's quality of life or if it's just replacing a sedative hypnotic addiction with a cannabinoid one, he says. Finally, Quimby emphasizes that while these study results are promising for harm reduction, they should not replace professional medical advice or established treatments for alcohol use disorder. The study provides a fascinating look at how these chemicals interact in the brain, but it should be viewed as a starting point for more research into harm reduction rather than a definitive medical recommendation. So kind of interesting, but yeah.
I don't like they use the word sedative.
Yeah, because a lot of cannabis people don't find sedating at all.
Well, right, but like, I feel that like in this situation, right? They're kind of talking about going out, let's say going out for the night or something, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not looking to get sedated if I'm
Right.
going to be going out and doing these things.
Yeah.
But if you're drinking
So, like,
alcohol, alcohol is sedating.
If you're a pussy.
It is.
No, that's chemically.
I mean,
it
later,
is sedating.
right? Later on, but like they make it sound like you're trying to get to that point, which is, I don't
Right.
feel like most people are that way, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was when I was
I don't want
younger.
somebody
I
to
was
have
trying to
to
go out and
take
get
me
inebriated,
home.
but no, it's not so much the goal. When
Yeah,
I'm
it depends on what you're drinking, how much of it you're drinking, what kind of setting you're in when you start drinking. Because if you're at a party, you start drinking, you do definitely feel more energetic. But the more you consume, the more you're gonna pass out. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't like here where it says can lead to dependency, cognitive slow. Where's that bit? We have to ask if the trade-off is truly improving the person's quality of life. It's like that's for the individual to say, not the study. You know what I mean? Sure,
Yeah.
they might be consuming cannabis and alcohol at the same time, but maybe that improves their quality of life from their perspective. So,
And a
yeah,
lot
they
of
might
people
be
do
unhealthy.
use cannabis to like wean themselves off of other substances. I mean, isn't that kind of what California sober is?
Yeah.
Like you're
It's
off of all
definitely
substances except cannabis?
definitely the least harmful out of all of the substances. I find, you know.
surely not. It's the gateway drug.
Yeah.
Especially on your body, period. Like the difference between cannabis and alcohol on your body is like I feel there's no comparison.
Oh, it's night and day.
Yeah.
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 I get drunk.
So
I'll
like
wake up
that
next morning and
statement, you know, that they said there about I don't remember what you read there. Right.
But there's no endo alcohol system, is there? You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
And there's also like with alcohol, there's not really a way to mitigate the effects of alcohol on the body, except by drinking less or not at all. Whereas with cannabis, you could be like, well, instead of smoking, I'll vape or I'll eat an edible. And then,
Right.
Yeah.
you're kind of like reducing the harm that could potentially be caused by smoking 10,000 joints in a day or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Very interesting. But
Very
cannabis has
interesting.
definitely been it helps a lot of people quit lots of different substances, not just alcohol, you know, but harder drugs too. Alcohol is just it's a miracle herb, man. What can we say? It can do fucking loads of shit.
That's right.
Alcohol, you mean cannabis?
Yeah, cannabis. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
alcohol.
just-
Sorry.
Just
I was
clarifying.
I was reading
like-
as I was scrolling there, and because I read on the screen in the chat there. I was reading while
I thought maybe you were
scrolling.
looking at your glass of whiskey and thinking about it while you were
Yes.
saying that.
Yeah, I enjoy whiskey. It's not like I enjoy any other
do too.
alcohol, so I just enjoy whiskey. And you know what makes me enjoy whiskey even more? Hitting some cannabis in the mighty, because together, collectively, the flavors were fucking awesome. It's not like I get drunk or I get too high or anything like that. I just enjoy the flavor, man.
Right.
Delicious.
Right.
Anyway, that's all the news from around the world. Some good stories there. Very interesting shit going on.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
everybody.
Very nice, very nice. And just for the forum news, we have another tiebreaker in Plant of the Month. 4 tweenies,
God damn
trying
it.
to squeeze it there with a little picture of the dash hound. With a, you know what I mean? Is it dog of the month or planet of the month? You decide.
Yeah, what are we voting
Go over
for
there
here?
and vote between the 2 entries. And then we also have Cornerstone announced as member of the month this month. So just a quick shout out and congratulations to Cornerstone, aka Coma Stoned. Well done, bro. Congratulations.
Well done,
Well
mate.
deserved. Yeah, but anything else to add around there? Any forum news? Any
I
more
don't think
news?
so.
No, I don't think so either.
Don't think so.
Same with shit. Sweet.
Hmm.
Let's go to the smoke break then. Let's go.
Smoke break.
Alright.
Smoke break.
What was you saying about random stuff? What was that pirate thing you were saying, Billy?
We're going back to this.
Saying about some
What,
monkey
the
freezing
brass
balls.
monkeys?
Brass monkeys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Interesting. We
Sure.
didn't know you was a pirate aficionado. What's the word?
He lives in
I thought he
Pirate Land
was-
now, mate.
I thought he was listening to the Beastie Boys or something.
Ooh, ar.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, let's go-
one thing we didn't discuss at the beginning of the show, what's all everyone smoking on?
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that. Yeah, that's why we got into
Oh,
the
we
news
didn't.
early. Wow.
Are we early?
Oh.
Oh, that
We
was
were, yeah, it was like
professional,
3
wasn't it?
minutes early to get onto the news. Yeah. We went on a tangent about brass balls and shit.
Yeah. And Ian
Kind of
Hunter.
took up
As
the
one
room.
does.
But, you know, yeah, as we do. As we do. But, yeah, man. But so much going on around the world this week. I'm sure everybody's keeping an eye on all of that. Damn. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Crazy times we're living in.
We're just skipping right over it. Just
Yep,
skipping
skipping
right
right
over
over
it
it.
still.
Let's not get into that. Jesus.
Don't
Nobody,
mention
no,
lists
not
or
that,
nothing.
not that. About what Smee brought up.
But did Smee
What?
bring
What
up?
did he bring?
What
up?
are we all smoking on?
We're not going. Oh, we're gonna. Okay, we do. I got some Blue Dream in the Mighty. What you got,
There
John?
you go.
Seems like you're eager to let us know.
No, I'm just using a little bit of the CBD MCT oil today,
Oh, sweet.
along with my
Ooh,
little bit
nice.
of Wixie.
Beautiful.
You know,
What
Yeah.
Wixie do you have?
The
the
Roots one.
Glenlivet, 12 year.
Nice, 12 year.
Oh.
Nice. That's a good whiskey.
Mhm.
For a second, I was like, what are you talking about? Whiskey. But now I know.
You still
Wixie.
alcohol free, Margaret?
I'm still alcohol free, yes.
Go on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
the third month
Okay.
now, huh?
It
Very
is. Barely missed it.
Yeah, and
Barely
you're saying
missed
you're feeling more energetic and stuff. Maybe that's
Well,
down
that's
to that as well.
spring. It could
Right.
be.
How do you
Yeah,
feel
could be.
about the holiday coming up? That
St. Patrick's Day.
What, Easter?
yeah.
Go on, Billy.
I'll
You gotta drink
survive.
some green beer.
Do I though?
Mm-mm.
Gone
I
are
mean,
the
you don't
days
have
of
to,
seeing a
but,
daily
like,
beer
you
in
don't.
Margaret's hand on her Instagram account. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not too worried. I'm not too worried about St. Patrick's Day. I'm just gonna. I'll smoke green instead. How's that?
There
Nice.
you go. Boom.
But
Instead of drinking it.
I'm gonna take a picture of Margaret's Instagram. I'm gonna take it to ChatGPT and be like, make this person look passed out around a load of beers and cans of Red Bull. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, corned beef. Corned
Yeah.
beef. I'm with you on that one. Free nugs, bro.
Corned
Oh,
beef.
it makes me so hungry right now. Mm.
Are we
Okay.
talking about
Beef is
food?
cool.
We used to.
looks like
we
we've
used
gone
to
on a food
pop from
tangent.
bar to bar to bar.
People slate
Oh my-
corned beef. Corned beef is
Oh.
nice.
Corned beef hash.
Yeah.
Yum, yum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's not bad.
Potatoes.
I like spam. You know
cabbage.
that shit,
Mm.
spam.
Yeah.
Oh, spam
Spam's good.
shit. Spam.
Ah,
Little fried
frozen
spam on a
good.
sandwich.
Shit, man.
Yeah, spam fritter and chips.
Man,
I have a
Spam?
can of that in my goddamn
spam.
cupboard right now.
Yeah.
Spam is for cheap people. That's cheap version.
I'm
of corned
cheap as
beef.
shit.
But the thing is,
It's called
you know,
frugal.
you when you're young, you grow up poor, right? And you have all
Yeah.
these shit foods. So now I like spam because it's not just delicious salty ham. It's also a nostalgia, you know.
Mhm.
That's why I like
It's
corned beef though.
Mhm.
Yeah, same thing. I mean,
That's
corned beef's all
nostalgia.
right. It's all right.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
I wouldn't say no.
It's like
you
a
know.
pound a slice. It is in
Uh,
the
He's
supermarket.
fucking so expensive now. You seen it? It's like it used to be the cheap shit, but I had to get a can of corned beef, like a $5 or something. I don't even know what the fuck.
So we got a question there. Is it the
That's a good
same?
question.
What do we got here?
Yeah, is
British corned beef same as Canadian,
Canadian?
USA?
that's a good question.
No, I mean, so we have corned beef and hash here, right, in a can. Usually used for like
And it's not
breakfast
hash.
shit.
What's hash? Like potatoes? Or
Yeah, well, what's
Yeah,
the
potato.
potatoes, yeah.
Yeah, potato.
Potatoes, yeah, so it's nice.
You,
like
you don't
hash
know,
browns,
you
you know.
legal guys out there, you got all these privileges we don't have. You might have
Yeah,
actual
and then-
hash. You know.
But like on St. Patty's Day, it's like a roast, like a roasted corned beef. You know what I mean? You
No.
get your cabbage and such. What do you mean no?
No.
What do you mean no?
Corned beef comes out of a
You
tin.
never had corned beef, sliced corned beef on a
What
sandwich
do you
or
mean?
anything?
What do you mean by sliced corned beef? I mean,
Wow.
corned beef comes in a tin and you slice that up, you put that on a sandwich. But you're talking about roasting corned beef.
Yeah.
What's
bro.
that?
What are we talking about right now?
What are we? This is what we're trying to figure out, John.
Okay,
What the fuck is
Are you
So
talking about
imagine
canned meat
imagine
or
a
not?
roast.
canned
He
meat,
is.
Margaret? Yes.
He is definitely
Okay.
talking about canned meat. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
actual like corned beef. Yes, corned beef is a brisket that's been like seasoned to be corned beef.
No,
right?
no. That's not corned beef in the UK, mate. Trust
No.
me.
Yeah, no.
Corned beef in
We
the
just
UK,
call that
sounds
beef.
Delicious.
Because that's how we cook beef.
Should we? I mean, I think we.
John,
need to-
let me just remind
who's-
you, John.
Where's the
John-
Irishman here?
I need to remind you, John. You don't put white sauce with lasagna, so your culinary advice is a
Listen.
little bit tainted.
Ooh.
Read Savan's little message right there. Okay.
Oh, Savan, that's not the reason why you left Savan's.
Wow, that's big if it is though.
But that's how it is here. Like on St. Patty's Day, you'll go to bars and shit, and they will have like a table set up, and it'll be like a roasting pan with like, you know, pulled corned beef, basically. That you just take a shit ton of it, put it on your plate, throw some cabbage on there, sometimes potatoes and what have you, and you go sit down and eat that shit. It's amazing.
Right.
Mm.
We
Sound
have
nice.
to go to
Mm.
our friend on ChatGPT here and just
Yeah, go
ask him,
ahead.
what is the difference between corned beef in the UK versus USA/Canada?
Canada.
In
You
the-
guys-
Sounds
is
like
that how you
yours
guys do
is
it there
fresh and
also,
ours is
Margaret?
canned.
I am going to admit ignorance here because can't remember the last time I've eaten corned beef.
Okay.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
The term corned beef
Phil,
means
sorry, Phil.
quite different things in the UK compared to the USA and Canada. UK corned beef. In the UK, corned beef usually refers to the tinned, canned, processed meat you buy with a tin with a key to open it. Characteristics: finely shred or minced beef pressed together, salted and cured, comes in a rectangular tin, served cold or sliced. Common UK uses: corned beef sandwiches, corned beef hash with pickles or salad. This style became popular during wartime because it stored well and was cheap. Again, wartime food because we suffered in those 1940s. North American
Hence
corned
the
beef in the
Beans and
US.
toast.
Yeah, calm down, John. Calm down. I'm trying to stay cool here. All right. The corned beef. You add some corned beef to that beans on toast next time. All right, you're going to enjoy it even more. In the USA, in the USA and Canada, corned beef is not the canned meat. Right, so you're going to something completely different. It's a large cut of beef, usually brisket, that has been cured in salt brine, then cooked. Characteristics: whole muscle meat, not processed, slow cooked or boiled, sliced like roast beef, often served hot. Corned beef and cabbage, Reuben sandwich, deli-style corned beef sandwiches. Yeah, so we're talking about completely different things here, man. We're
Yeah,
talking about
very much
actual
so.
food. We're talking
You
about.
never had a Reuben sandwich?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
it's good.
Do you have them at the cinema?
Wow.
That's rather specific.
Wow, you guys
Reuben
are a
sandwich.
third world country.
Reuben?
Oh yeah, well, third world country with
Shots
first world. No, he's absolutely correct. That's the thing, Margaret. We just got we got a first world reputation. That's what we have, and that's fading quite quickly. But
Right.
yeah,
Oh, Starmer's got rid of that, mate.
Oh
Don't worry
my-
about that.
careful what you're saying about the great
Well, you
powerful
guys need to
leader.
pop across.
Really?
Sorry.
Is
yeah.
it now? Ask it what it is in like Ireland and stuff. Is it the same as the U.S.?
Jesus,
Or
I'm going to
is
turn
it the same
ChatGPT
as
into a panel
that?
member at this point.
Well,
What the
because
fuck?
I don't know, America might have went and fucked this all up, thinking this is what they do in Ireland
I'd say
for St.
that was
Paddy's Day,
likely, to be fair.
right?
Yeah.
Right, so I said,
Just
what
saying.
about in Ireland? In Ireland, corned beef is closer to the American/Canadian version than the UK one, but with one
Boom.
interesting twist in history. Traditional Irish corned beef, historically in Ireland, corned beef meant beef brisket cured in salt, large grain of salt called corns. Okay, That's where the name comes
Mhm.
from, usually boiled or slow cooked, often served with vegetables. The historic twist, the
Served with
island in
potatoes.
bacon and cabbage, not corned beef. isn't
Cabbage
it?
has got to be in
Yeah.
there, and it's Ireland.
Corned
Cabbage
beef
and
was
potatoes.
largely produced in Ireland for export, especially to Britain and the Americas. Okay, so yeah,
All right.
we're not eating the same corned beef, everybody. So that took us 10 minutes to
'cause you
get
got
through,
gypped.
but we got there.
You got gypped, bro. Let's just face
That's-
it.
that's,
You got no Reubens, no corned beef.
That's
Oh my
that's made me just think about everything now. I mean, Freenog says, "Love your name, pasta." Now I'm wondering if we have the same pasta. Is that the same thing as well, or do you have a more luscious version of that too? Fuck.
Probably. We have 87,000 kinds of pasta over here.
And
Okay.
you put white sauce on none of it, apparently.
None. Only Alfredo, baby.
Jesus.
Anything with Alfredo in the name, that gets the white sauce. Otherwise, it's marinara. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
he puts his white
Alfredo.
sauce
Red
on
sauce,
biscuits.
maybe, was what you guys would call it. I don't know. Just naming sauces by color. Brown
got that.
sauce, brown gravy, yellow gravy.
gravy is
Back
brown. We
off.
don't need to put the word brown before it because gravy is brown.
What is the
True.
definition of gravy?
I
Well,
don't
you have
fucking
red
know.
sauce and brown
It's
sauce.
gravy.
It's gravy.
Gravy's
Yeah.
gravy, mate.
How do you define gravy, John?
Yeah.
Well, it's any
Yeah.
type of let's call it thicker roux made.
Room
Room made?
made. What does that
Oh,
mean?
can you do
Roux-
it in an attic?
roux-
Can
Oh,
you
roux
make gravy
made.
in an attic?
Roux
I thought not
made.
homemade because you did it in a specific room rather than at
Gravy.
home as the collective building.
white sauce,
you know?
whatever you want to call it.
Why can't you make
So
it
like
in the
we
shed,
have
then?
chicken gravy, ham gravy, beef gravy. We have all the gravies
And
here.
they're
man.
all brown, right?
Yeah,
No.
pretty much.
No, they are not. We have
Well, it depends
turkey
on-
gravy.
No, that'd be racist.
It depends
if
on
they're
how
all
you
brown.
add like
They have a white sausage
you add
gravy,
to
which
them.
is weird.
Dude, like gravy's
Mm.
like just the sauce made from the juices of meats and vegetables.
If you took, let's take, okay.
Yeah.
Calm
You
down, John.
take
Stay calm.
beef drippings and chicken drippings,
Yeah,
and
they're
you
gonna look
use the
different.
exact same. Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
you've got brown,
But
which
they're
is your
still
beef.
gonna be kind of in that brown shade
You
category.
got more of the yellowish color in the chicken. Turkey
right.
is kind of in between, and ham is usually a lot lighter than the brown gravy.
Right. But they're still in
Yeah, but
that
you don't
brown
have
range.
gravy
Wow.
with ham,
Yeah.
right?
I think you all are colorblind, maybe, and that's what's happening to you all
I
of you.
think
It
you're
all just looks like brown
super
gravy.
passionate about gravy.
Food,
Yeah.
food in general. I think, to be honest with you.
I
So
don't know.
sock drippings gravy then.
What? What? What?
Jesus. Are we ready for the grow
Yeah,
guides
they're
now?
not brown though. So.
Whoa.
Sock drippings, everybody.
I'm sorry, gravy took over everything right there. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah.
got kind
yeah,
of passionate there,
you're
John.
passionate. You are
Mm.
passionate about the
Mhm,
gravy.
mhm.
Yeah. Well, I'm
It's
sorry.
the month,
I'm
baby.
sorry. I upset you
Know what I
about
mean?
the gravy. Yeah.
It's okay.
You can see
No
that's
need
a,
to
it's a big
apologize
deal
over
for you.
gravy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
apologize over spilt
Okay.
milk. You don't apologize over spilled gravy.
You got on some sort of gravy.
I mean, I'm
train.
pretty pissed if my gravy gets spilled because I love gravy.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Right then.
Go on.
So now the food conversation began way earlier than expected this week. Are we ready to move on to the grow guides then?
Well, yes.
And let us know in the comments what color is gravy.
Now calm down
everybody. Let's go
Yeah.
for the grow guides. Let's go. So we're talking about the Grower's Toolkit today, and we're going to specifically discuss the 10 most useful tools in a grow room. You know, just some things that you have alongside the main equipment. You got, you know, your tent, obviously, if you're growing in a tent. You got lights, which go in tents and grow rooms. Nutrients, they're the normal things that you're going to have, you know, the things that everybody has. And then you have some extra stuff that might be overlooked that would very much help you throughout your grow. So that's what we're going to talk about today, to make sure you're not missing any of these little ingredients that can be easily overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and,
That's right.
and there's some here that I don't know. You kind of need, depends on which kind of method you're using to grow. And some of them you don't really need, but they're just really nice and handy to have around. You can MacGyver it and use something else, but there's some things that you can go out and buy as well. But we'll get to them when we get there. So the first one we should talk about is an EC/ppm meter, and that's for you to talk about, right, John?
Yes, even though I'm recent to the EC business. Because I've
sorry, John. You made that noise. You made that sound, and it just random tangent. We've only just started. Random tangent. You seen that YouTube video? That guy who goes around and he just says that as a response to everybody. And there's a guy selling his car, and he goes up to me. He's like, "How much you selling the car for?" And he's like, "About $5,000." And he just it's the response to everything. You know, just he's got leather interior. Yeah, red leather. You know, and it's just fucking hilarious how it's just the response for everything. But yeah, you made that sound. It reminded me, and you know, I like to say what's on my mind. Okay. Sorry, John. Back to you.
I'm coming with the good stuff. Yeah. So, understanding what you're feeding your plant, and this is more for like hydro and cocoa and such like that. When you're mixing up so many nutrients, not so much for you soil guys and girls. So what it does, it measures the electrical conductivity of a nutrient solution, which tells you how strong your feed is. So why it matters, okay, everybody? It prevents overfeeding and underfeeding. It helps keep nutrient strength consistent, which is what we're talking about. And it's very important for the hydro and cocoa growers. So how we're going to use it, we're going to measure our nutrient solution before feeding. We're going to measure our runoff. To see what's happening in the root zone. I use this a lot, and I sometimes find out I'm a little high. And we're going to track the feeding strength during different stages of growth. So when you want to switch from veg to flower, you want to know what that number is. First, beginners, following feed charts blindly without measuring. I did this in the beginning, and it was a bad situation.
Yeah,
I'm assuming everybody else has done that who's ever had to use like especially liquid nutrients, you know, like just crazy.
Because those charts are from the manufacturer, and they're always like, "Oh, just use a little bit extra, you know, get through it as quick as you can."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I really love the ones that have like, especially like the ones that have like 8 different things you can do, and you look at their first feed chart. This is for the simple grow. Add these 3 things, but by the time you get down there to all 8 of their things, it's like, how is this plant even growing? How do you
not
keep
mentioning
track of all that? It's
any
tough,
specific brands, aka
no, I'm not gonna.
You know,
yeah, I mean, there's others. Trust me. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Even HG even has that. You know, like where you can add multiples and multiples. It's crazy. So, yeah, soil growers often rely on plant observation more than EC readings or ppm readings. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just recently started using my EC meter, and it's hard for me to switch. It's like, I don't know, my brain doesn't want to function as well looking at EC because I feel like it's bigger jumps than ppm. Does that make sense?
Sorry, just removing somebody from the chat. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of them accounts again, you know. Sorry.
I missed.
Okay. Would you like me to repeat that?
Yes, please, John. What was you saying?
I forget. No, I was saying that EC boggles my mind because it's like ppm seems to be able to dial it in more. Like you can get more dialed in with it.
Well, no, because the thing is
EC
with
takes such a big jump.
Yeah, with ppm, there's a couple of different scales depending on which type of meter you're using, and EC is like collectively the same across all meters. So when you're checking ppm, you need to make sure that you know which scale your ppm meter is using. But with EC, you're just using EC, and it's the same kind of thing with TDS as well. And we're talking about total dissolved salts. Don't worry out there, people with TDS. You know, I'm not trying to trigger you.
Thanks.
Yeah, calm down, John. It's all right. Yeah, man. EC is the best way to go. Apparently, it's all the laboratories use it and things like that. So, I mean, that's the best I know about it. Really, I don't know. Use whatever's best. You know.
You know,
to
I am
EC.
getting used to it. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really easy
Yeah,
to
because
use. It's pretty
I'm
simple.
transitioning, right? Like from PPM
Oh yeah,
to
I didn't know
EC.
that. Is that you coming out?
Yeah, it's been coming out. And
Came out a couple of weeks ago,
So
but he's
I
dressed on
usually
as he
check it
speaks.
both ways when I'm testing, right? Like I'll check with my PPM meter and then I'll check with the EC and see if they're kind of lined up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Until I can be I don't know what the word is, confident in using EC. Like I'm gonna keep checking PPM.
Right. Well, yeah. As long as you're monitoring it against, you just got to know the difference when it gets higher. You know it's higher. When it gets lower, you know it's lower, regardless if you're using
Right.
TDS, PPM, or EC. It's the same kind of principle across all the different meters. You just don't know. As long as you're using it against itself, you know what I mean? I can't figure the right way to put it. But, yeah.
Like kind of like Fahrenheit and Celsius, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of
It is
tell
kind
you
of
the same
yes.
thing, just
Mhm,
translated differently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a higher number is warmer and a lower number is colder. That's usually how
there
it
you go.
works.
And Celsius works for pretty much everyone like EC because it starts at 0 and goes up and then goes below 0 is freezing. Whereas Fahrenheit is freezing's at like
Yeah, but PPM don't
14
start at
somewhere.
0.
Crap.
No, I mean PPM also
32.
starts at 0.
32 is freezing point.
Yeah, but Fahrenheit's freezing point is like not 0, is it?
No, it's
No.
32.
There you go.
Yeah, 32.
Just-
Yeah.
Which is crazy for me.
Human cold. Okay?
Yeah.
Human cold. Sorry.
Weird.
America again.
America. Yeah, man.
I've thought about that a few times this week.
What the American
Oh,
movie?
here comes Margaret.
Yes, yes.
Triggered.
Team America. Yeah, that's popped in my mind a few times. this
Freedom
week.
is the only way. Yeah.
Coming along.
What a fucking
Oh,
movie!
shit.
Fucking love that movie too
Yeah.
much, man. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, so I recommend anybody who's growing in salts definitely have an EC or PPM meter, whichever one you prefer. EC is going to
Well,
be
you
better. We
need
have
it,
an whole
you
episode on that shit, don't we? But yeah, growing in salts, this is definitely recommended. Live in soil, as Billy would say. Live in soil. Not necessary. I mean, you might want to have one anyway, but I wouldn't even know why. It's a whole different way of measuring nutrients.
I
It's
haven't
not
used it on
salts.
my soil grow yet.
Yeah. Oh, you only really need it
pH
if you're
pen, yeah,
using
but not-
salt-based nutrients,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
you might do sometimes if things go bad and you live in soil. You've got to add some shit. Then maybe you want an EC meter then, but otherwise, everything's fine. Next up, we have pH pen, which is also important. This is for you to talk about, some pH pens.
Yeah, pH pens keeping nutrients available. Basically, that's what it does. It measures the acidity and the alkalinity of water and nutrient solutions. So, why use a pH pen? Well, nutrients are only available at certain to plants at certain pH ranges. So, if you're out of that pH range and your plant's not going to get the available nutrients it needs, so it'll start looking yellowing and it'll start looking ill. So, the incorrect pH can cause nutrient lockout. So where your plant gets absolutely nothing and all it's doing is just eating itself. So pH pen's pretty good, really. Your typical ranges for a pH pen, well, in soil, you're looking at anywhere between 6.0 and 7.0. And then your cocoa and your hydros, you're looking at 5.5 to 6.5. Now, in soil, I wouldn't know if there's a sweet spot, but I'm a cocoa grower, hydro grower, so I know that 5.8 in your cocoa hydros is your sweet spot. If you keep it at that for the whole grow, you won't go far. But you can play with it. You can let it rise and
Let it swing a bit.
Yeah. When it's in like late flower, you want it swinging more to the higher 6s rather than your 5.5s in hydro. So, but yeah, and how you use it, well, you test your water before you feed it. Basically, you make sure that your water, after you've put all your nutrient solution in, because nutrient solutions can mess with the pH or it can fix the pH depending on what you're using. Advanced nutrients do a pH perfect run where you put it in and it's supposed to sort your pH out. Never used it, but I've had good results from it. But yeah, and you'd adjust it up or down. If like me, I need to use pH down because my pH from my tap comes straight out at 7, which is neutral. So I have to use a pH down to get it there. If you're taking yours from a well, maybe you're going to want to use pH up. And again, that depends on whether it's more acidic or alkaline. And yeah, check your runoff with your pH pen. Check the pH in your runoff to diagnose problems. I know that in cocoa you don't really worry about the pH, to be fair, on the runoff because it swings so much. It's all focused on the pH going in. But yeah, if you're going in any other medium,
because you
you're
feed
gonna
it so
watch
often, any pH
Yeah,
balances
this is
are
it.
usually
Just-
washed out pretty
It
quick.
flushes straight through, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, any other medium, you're going to want to make sure that runoff's checked with your pH pen just to make sure that it is in the right range. So that if it's not in the right range, you can amend accordingly. So and collaboration on your pH pen. Just make sure it's collaborated. It comes with a 7
What?
point. It comes with a is it the 4.0 solution? It always comes with a 4.0 solution.
The good ones
and
do.
a 7, yeah, and a 7
And a
solution.
7.
But you can buy them separately.
Mine has a 10 also.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, if you just instead of having to collaborate every time, if you just put it in the 7,
Stop saying that word.
What's that? What word?
Calibrate.
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 You're calling him out on how he says calibrate.
Listen, did
Thank you, Margaret.
nobody
Mr.
else
What?
caught that? It sounds like he's saying
Mr.
collaborate.
Jesus. Whoa, shots
Mark.
fired, John. Shots fired.
Holy,
I'm
only
sorry
saying
about the Team America.
Somebody in the chat brought that up too, so I'm going with that.
What?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, going back, we should just put it in your 7.0.
Yeah,
and
and
if it
yeah,
reads 7.0.
Smee does
you know
keep
it's
saying
okay.
collaborate rather than calibrate. I think that's what he says.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my northern in me.
Can you say it again, Smee, so we can clarify?
Collaborate?
Clarify.
Calibrate.
Oh.
But you're just trying to get the pH pen to collaborate with your water, so I guess that kind of works.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does
Collaborate.
work out, I
Is
guess.
that better?
Brilliant.
Spell it out now. Calibrate.
Jesus. Okay.
The grammar police are coming for me.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You did a great job, Smee. You did a great job.
Yeah,
Good job,
calibrate it, basically. Just make sure it reads 7 when you put it in that 7, and then you don't have to calibrate
He
it.
can't do it, not even slow. He can't.
Well, slowing down probably makes it worse anyway. Trying to
This is worse than Firetop with his apparently.
Apparently.
Firetop, you know,
ambulance?
well, in the Patreon sessions, we always discuss crazy things, and Firetop goes on his conspiracy rants, and he would always say apparently instead of apparently, and we call him up on it every time. But that's just the way he says apparently. It's like that guy in the planetarium in South Park just couldn't pronounce the T in planetarium.
The mispronunciation of certain words within the English language is nothing compared to ones with many syllables compared to one. Ruts. Is all I'm saying.
That's a good argument. I mean, there's only fucking 4 letters in that. It's really easy to say. Roots.
I mean, if you add a U to it, it makes it a whole different sound,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it
got
makes it a
4
whole different
syllables,
word
let
then,
alone
John.
letters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, it's got a different meaning at that point.
Listen, stop it. I was just making fun of the U, okay?
Anyway, yeah, right. So pH meters and EC meters need to be calibrated, everybody. So make sure you get a good one. If you need to buy a cheap one, but upgrade on your second grow. You know, these things are really important. We have an episode about the whole thing, you know, and it's good to have 2 so you can bounce one off the other. So if you know one's calibrated properly or not. So you know. Don't
So I
be
got a
shy.
question for you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Did your EC meter come with the calibration powder? or
Yeah,
whatever
I
it
got
is,
one
or
of those
solution?
the Hannah Hygro lines. Like it's a 60,
Okay.
70 quid pH pen. It was a EC pen. It's real good, you know. And then I got Blue Lab for my pH pen. So because they're higher brands, they're the good shit. They come with the calibration liquid that you need for them, and you can buy it
Well,
online.
my
as
pH
well,
pen
it's
did, but
cheap.
my EC and ppm meters don't. So I was gonna buy some, but I haven't yet.
Yeah.
But what I was just trying to get on with that is that if it comes with it, you can just pop it in there and see that it reads 7. So there's no need to recalibrate.
No, you still
every
did it,
time.
sweet. You still did
Every
it.
time. I just
Yeah,
don't care
I
about
think
it
you're
right
just trying
now.
to
I
add
just
too
don't
many
care.
syllables
But
somehow.
yeah, just
You gotta
stick it in.
replace
If it
the
reads
O with
7,
an I.
you're all right. You don't have to
Yeah,
mess with it.
calibrate.
Or
Calibrate.
Cala.
There you go. Ding, ding,
Here we
ding.
go.
Whoa.
Cali,
out of
as in
10.
California, but you're calibrating. You're not Californian. You're calibrating.
Right.
Yeah.
There you
Calibrate.
go. Woo.
I hope that
I
helps
think
me.
we should start up a
Thank you.
we should
Well,
start up a
next time
teaching
next time I'm
podcast.
reading collaborate, I'll say
Linguistics.
calibrate.
That's right. Yeah, it's proper fucked. I'm gonna find a new story with that wording for you next week. Let's do this
Cheers,
again.
Maggie.
We're gonna- but this one, we're going to talk about hygrometers as well. This is for you, Margaret.
Yeah. Yeah, your hygrometer, which is monitoring your temperature and humidity, which is, well, measures your temperature and relative humidity in the grow room.
Mhm.
And why does this matter? Well, as Billy whispered in the background there, you don't want things to be too moist, I guess. Anyway,
Margaret.
plants respond strongly to temperature.
Just a
and
completely
humidity.
normal sentence, unless Billy's in the fucking room. Jesus, you know.
And incorrect. Obviously, if it's too humid, you're going to have mold or slow growth. So you're going to place your little hygrometer. I feel like I have one of
Motherfucking
these.
you
I didn't
again.
realize it was called a hygrometer. But you put it inside
Some
your.
people in America call them hygrometers.
Oh yeah.
that.
Yeah. Let's not do this again. Let's just concentrate, Margaret. He's trying to
Right,
he's
okay.
trying to distract you. Just
Okay, eyes focus. You put them inside your grow tent or your grow spaces, and then you monitor day and night conditions. And some models will track highs and lows. I don't know if mine does that actually. Conditions can vary across the grow space, so that might also depend on how big your grow space is. And common problems detected would be high humidity during flowering, which you want to be really careful of, and temperature spikes when the lights are turned on.
Mhm.
You can't control your environment if you don't measure it.
Yeah, and this is one of the
That's
things
right.
I stopped using it because I have one as well. And one summertime came along and it just started to get way too hot in the grow room, like fucking 35, 36 degrees C. I'm like, oh
That's
shit,
hot.
man.
In Australia?
And it stressed me. No, it just in West Korea, the summers go like that sometimes. And it was just so fucking warm and nothing I could do about it. I couldn't get aircon and shit like that because it's just far too expensive in the UK. And you would only use it for a few days a year anyway. It's really a waste. So instead of just constantly stressing about how hot my plants were getting, I just took the fucking hygrometer out and didn't look at it anymore.
Ignorance is
Out
bliss,
of
isn't
sight,
it?
out
Exactly.
of mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. What can I do about it anyway? Nothing. So yeah, take it out. Stop looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
mean,
and the
that's one
plants
way
were
to do
fine.
it.
Plants were fine.
So you
But
didn't? Do you have to deal with any mold or anything like? Were they flower?
Yeah, probably because it went on for a while. But,
Right.
I don't know, man. You can tell when it's too moist. You know, you feel it in the air. The air's thick, so it's a little different. And if you got good extraction, and it doesn't usually get too humid anyway, then you know you probably be all right. But I've had bud rot a few times, but that's just another thing. Well, I'm not gonna put my fucking dehumidifier in there, huge beast-ass dehumidifier, when it's just all getting drawn out anyway. It's too humid. But my humidity is usually fine. It rarely goes too high. But as you say, it's good to know if it's getting too high or not until it gets to the stage where you can't do anything about it, and then just take it out. But definitely a recommended tool. You know, you should be monitoring this stuff because VPD does matter, as was said in the chat there by Freenugs. Vapor pressure deficit, how much moisture is in the air compared to how much is being drunk and evaporated from the plants, and the temperature of the room, the air in the room, and the humidity makes a difference to that. So it's something that you have to keep in check. So yeah, get on it. Yeah, and it definitely, especially if you just set up your grow and you're trying to figure out the right levels of everything. Obviously, you need some way to measure them. So, hygrometer is a good tool to have. Do it, lady.
I have about 85 of them.
Yeah, they're cheap as fuck as well, aren't they? They're not very expensive at all. Very cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and if
so
you have a controller, you got it on there too. So
the next one we have is and just another tool that you leave around the grow room. Might not use them every day, but there's points throughout the grow where you're going to need them. Billy, this is you talk about some pruning snips, right?
Yeah, man, these are actually a lot more important than what people really think
Mm-hmm.
because you don't use them all the time. But you use them in important stages, like when you want to top your plant. I use them for that
Mhm.
because they're always easy to do. If you know what I mean, they're
Yeah.
precise and they're always sharp. So I've got a pair just for that, rather than using scissors.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, and that's what you want. You want because that's what they are. They're small, sharp scissors, specifically for trimming leaves and pruning branches, especially for your harvesting as well. So, do you think they're essential? I think they are.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. Mhm.
I think they're definitely so that you can't not just you can't replace them with a pair of scissors just because the spring on it makes it a lot easier. If you know what I mean, makes it
Yeah.
so much
Your
easier
scissors
on the
with the
hand.
spring.
Yeah.
What?
So it's just
Yeah, because
So-
opening and closing. Oh man, fucking. It triggers me. You thinking about trimming it all, you know.
Yeah.
But just using normal scissors is a lot more shit than using some kind of scissors with a spring on it that opens it back up for you. Because without that spring, you're opening and closing. 50% of the work can be done by a spring.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Get the
Yeah.
springy ones, man. Get the springy ones.
Also, they generally be cleaner because you can wipe them down, and that's what you want. You want a nice clean thing to prevent any tears. Really, you want a nice clean cut.
Mm-hmm.
Then the most common use it's got lift here is for damaged leaves. Yep, defoliation, taking clones. Yep, you harvesting your trim. So like, there's loads of stuff. Like you'd be surprised at what you won't use them for. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And they are easy to clean as well, aren't they? Really, be honest. You just need to clean. Whether you can use a wipe, you can dip them in stuff and then
Some
wipe
isopropyl
'em.
alcohol, 70-30
ISO
ISO.
alcohol.
70-30
Yeah,
ISO,
it's like,
little
yeah, man,
shot glass, bosh.
sorted. Yeah, it's
Boom.
so like you can't really go wrong with a pair, can you? They're cheap as fuck as well. You can get really cheap pairs for like 7-8 quid, even dollars.
Yeah,
probably
man. If
$5.
you take it up to 10-15, you're buying a real good pair that's going to last you
Yeah,
a year, 2 years.
So
know?
I would say it's good investing in a decent pair, really. Or,
Mhm.
or if you're going to buy a cheap one, get a couple of pairs.
Yeah.
It's worth having like a spare pair. But yeah, I think pruning snips is something you should always like invest in.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Where to God, I
scissors.
got
And
them
as
placed
Mackie
all
said,
over
they're
my
not
house.
expensive.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Everyone knows I'm an AC Infinity fanboy. You can buy a pair of them for like I think it's less than a tenner.
Well,
One or two.
AC Infinity do trimming scissors.
They do trimming
they?
scissors, mate.
Oh.
Do they make the
Nice.
ones with like the micro point on them or no?
Yeah, they're really small and tiny. They're excellent.
Don't forget to use the discount code over at AC Infinity, DC Smith.
AC Infinity DC SME compilation.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
don't
He
we?
doesn't really
I'm a
have a
Fiskars
discount
guy
code,
myself.
everybody. All right, just in case.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't use
Fiskars
that.
are the Fiskars are popular, aren't they? People really like those Fiskars.
Yeah.
Mm.
You
Fiskars
know
are
what's
good, yeah.
crazy is I bought my first Fiskars for trimming like on Amazon, right?
Mhm.
And I went back to go try and find them because they had the micro point on them. And I really like that because you can like topping, like Billy was saying, it's really, you can really get in there.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't find them. And then I'm walking through Walmart through the sewing department, and here's the same ones hanging on the
Beautiful.
shelf or on the wall. I'm like, I'll take 2 of those and walk right out.
That's right, man. And these things might
Never-
not be used every day, but they're useful when you need them. You know, so
Mhm.
just keep them around. Get some of them. Add that to your grower toolkit. We've got another one here, and this is even if you don't pull it in a scrug and things like that, it's still good to have plant ties, some string, some LST clips, these kind of tools. You know, there's these things that I used to use called what are they? Called bends, and they're just like little white pieces of semicircular plastic with some teeth on. You can put that in, you get a back of them for like 50 of those for about a $5, $10, and you can reuse those. Just put them back in the bag and leave them in the fucking drawer, and that makes training so much easier. But to have string lying around, garden strings, good, so you can train the plants if you need to train it into a particular shape. Some plant ties, you know, these kind of things, just so you can train the growth. Just have that in the toolkit as well, because you never know when you're going to go into the room and be like, oh, this branch is a little bit higher than the rest. I think I'll train it, you know, and then you have to grab you've already got the scissors now, you know, you've got a decent pair of scissors. So you just need some string maybe, or that, and using string, it's a little bit dodgy. I mean, you can use it, but some people like to use specific garden wire so it doesn't damage the actual plant, because sometimes it can get really tight and damage the stems. So be careful of that kind of stuff. But definitely have some of that stuff around. The bends are fucking awesome. When I first got those, I was a little bit skeptical of them, but you know, a little bit of practice using them, and it's just so much easier than tying shit down. So I would highly recommend getting some of those.
If you're scrogging, I think they're definitely better than tying shit down.
Yeah,
But plant ties are good if you've got doing it for single plant, like without a scrog. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the ties for scrogging, brilliant shit.
Yeah, man, I love that kind of stuff. But string's good as well. You know, it just takes more time. But fun times, man. You know, I remember sitting there loads of times, just sitting there for an hour on one plant, and you trim off all the shit you don't want, and you're doing the training, tying things down to the pot. You know, that's good times, man. Good times. Yeah, so you can get some of that stuff. It improves the light distribution. It makes it even canopy, which will help the grow indoors. You know, there's that soft garden wire stuff, as I mentioned, which is thicker than string, and it's got like metal wire on the inside, so you can bend it into place rather than tying it around things. That helps as well. There's the plant ties, and then the plastic LST clips that are just called bends, BENDS. If you just do an Amazon search, or you know, go to your favorite grow site, they should have them as well. Just search for plant bends, and you should be able to find them. So good for low stress training, spreading out the branches, supporting branches. You know, and this is another thing as well. With the string, you can support branches that are too heavy by tying them up, or on canes and things like that if that was necessary. So that's a good thing about strings. So just get the whole set. You know, get some strings, get some garden wire, and get some bends. And then you have everything you need. If you need to manipulate the plant's growth in some way, you have everything you need. It's just a few little items. Kind of cost you less than tenner. And then you'll be sweet. You don't have to worry about that shit. If something comes up, you got the tools you need to fix it. And you've already got the scissors from the last time, remember? Yeah, so do that one. Do that. Next up, we'll talk about jeweler's loupe. John, this is you, right?
The jeweler's loupe. Everybody should have one of these when you're growing, for sure. Excuse me. So what does a jeweler's loupe do? Well, it magnifies your trichomes so that we can see what they look like. Are they cloudy? Are they amber? Are they still clear? So that we know when we're going to harvest. And what do those mean? So clear means we're still immature. We got to let it go another 2 weeks. 2 weeks. At least, probably. Milky, cloudy, you're at peak potency, baby. Right there. You're right in the window. And then amber is going to give you a little bit more of that sedative effect or sedative effect. Harvest timing dramatically affects the final product, which I hope all growers should know at this point. I don't know if mine's this much, but 30 to 60 times is the common jeweler's loupe.
Yeah,
I
50
think
to
30
100
times is shit. 60 times is just minimum. I think 100 times is probably really what you need.
Yeah. Get right in there with the 100.
So then I should maybe look and maybe order a new one at this point.
Do it, lady.
And then common mistakes. Do it.
Sorry, John. And I think we do actually have an
what?
episode about this as well, or at least a section of the harvesting episode. But getting those USB microscopes are the best way nowadays, because you know the
taking it away
jeweler's
from me.
cheap. Sorry.
I was just gonna bring it up and stop. No,
I'd just like to say some of them
Mackie, I just
USB
butt
ones
in.
are really shit because the programs you need to run them, the apps are shit. So
really?
They're not as
Right.
good yet. So
Some of them are kind of shit.
so
for
the
sure.
shit. No,
Yeah.
if you're gonna get one, you have to
Sometimes
get a really
analog is
expensive
nice.
one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
no,
I do
analog.
like
Nice.
mine,
Analog.
but it's not the
Fuck.
greatest.
Your loop, your jeweler's loop, or your USB one?
No, I have a USB one too, but
Right.
it's Wi-Fi actually, you know, so I can hold it and walk around if I want to and have it on my phone or whatnot. So I have one. I don't remember what the magnification is on it. It works pretty good. Obviously, it's a cheaper one. You know, you pay a little bit more, you're probably going to get a lot better clarity in them. But I use it occasionally just to kind of do a quick check, and then I usually am still using my loupe to
Your
confirm.
analog loop. You're just regular.
Yep, my
one.
analog
Yeah.
loupe.
Yeah,
And, you know, it makes
Yep.
you feel sciencey as well. So, you know.
it
Yeah,
does.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
Let's not forget that most of us have a loop on us that we don't even realize we have. If you've got a macro lens on your camera setting on your
That's
phone,
it. I've got
take a close photo,
yeah.
and then when you've took that photo, zoom in that
Mm,
photo, and you can see all the colors.
yeah.
Well, I've got this. My phone's got ridiculous fucking camera on it. We, you know, 5 years ago we didn't have shit like this,
No.
but now you can say you could probably
Mhm.
take a decent enough picture on your phone, zoomed in
Right.
to see to see the trichomes. That's crazy, man.
It is
Yeah,
kinda
don't zoom
crazy.
in when you're taking the picture. Take the picture as close as you can, and then zoom in the picture that you've just taken, because
Both.
then
Right.
you won't
Yeah.
lose any
Zoom in on
clarity.
your phone, zoom in afterwards. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, phones are a good way to do
And
it.
then like on iPhones, it'll show you if it's in like plant mode.
Uh,
If
And
you're-
it comes up,
You like
it tells you what it is.
iPhone.
This is food. Is it
No,
that?
it doesn't. It doesn't tell you that. But like when you go to take a picture or something, like say if I zoom in on a bud or something, it'll usually end up popping up like, oh, is this a plant that we're looking at?
Oh,
And it
really?
like changes the way the camera is. Yeah.
Like your phone's newer than mine.
and if you're living
I
in
got a
West
14.
Korea, it,
No, mine's
it
11.
alerts the
But...
authorities.
Yeah. Turn your Wi-Fi off just to be sure. I used to
I
do that. Put
never
it in
have my
airplane
Wi-Fi
mode.
on when I'm taking
know.
photographs of my plants
Mhm.
ever.
Yeah, airplane mode that shit, just in case.
Airplane mode, that shit. Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Just in case. But yeah, but jeweler's loop, a definite tool that you should have in your grow kit as well. But something else here, mainly for soil growers, is moisture meters. Smee, you want to talk about moisture meters?
These
Yeah.
goddamn things.
Moisture meter. Here we go, Billy.
I feel like we missed an opportunity here.
So moisture meter or lift the pot method helps growers determine when plants need watering. Watering mistakes are common. We all know this: overwatering, underwatering, and moisture meters can sometimes eliminate that for you. Overwatering was one of the most frequent beginner problems, and the two common methods, as I said, was the soil moisture meter and the lifting of the pot method. The soil moisture meter, obviously, it's self-explanatory. It tells you how much is in there without you having to guess when you're lifting the pot. That's more of a, would you say,
Yeah,
someone that's
and you
been
get
growing
the-
a little bit longer?
Yeah, when you got experience, you kind of know when it needs watering. But them moisture meters, you used to get these shit ones, green ones, barely work, wouldn't even tell you shit. But you can get these Wi-Fi ones now. They're so fucking accurate, man.
Yeah,
And you get them all Wi-Fi linked up to your fucking phone and shit. Crazy, man.
Mhm.
Technology, everybody. Madness, man.
Again, AC Infinity.
Here we go again.
Yeah, they make
Fucking
them for
hell.
the controllers. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They make them, and like EcoWick. They make a moisture meter, and it's about 6 inches deep. The AC Infinity ones, they're like 14 inches. They're massive. So if you've got really big, like living soils, you can ram it really deep. So I'll give the AC
Oh my
Infinity
God.
ones.
How
them.
is Billy not assigned to this?
I know Billy's fucking. He's on mute. You don't know. You know.
Yeah, he's over there just chomping at
rubbing
the
his thighs, chomping at the bit, getting all the socks prepared. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I want to stop talking about me and get on with the fucking shit.
You know what I mean? Jesus. Billy had anything to say? Say it. Carry on, Smee. Jesus.
So, okay. Sign plants need water. Pots feel light. Soil surface is dry. Leaves slightly drooping. So yeah, moisture meters. They'll help you keep an eye on your moisture levels and make your plants really, really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, good for different types of mediums. If you're growing in living soil, you're not going to be watering as much as cocoa, for instance. But yeah, they're definitely a good little, if you can, investment into your garden to help you help.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Help keep
Nice.
everything balanced. Nice.
Mm.
So next up, another one, which it's another thing that you're not going to use very often, but when you do need them, they're handy to have around, and that's spray bottles.
That's right. Simple but useful because they allowed the controlled application of liquids to your plants. So you could use them for foliar feedings, applying pest treatments, if you happen to get them, mist for seedlings, cleaning leaves. But you want to use different spray bottles for different solutions so you don't get them mixed up. Label them clearly and spray when the lights are off to avoid leaf burn. Very useful.
Yeah, man.
Spray
And it can
bottles
be
are
used for
useful for a lot
cleaning.
of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, cleaning too, actually. When you're cleaning your tent after.
And
Grow.
there's different ones you can get as well. Is the ones I like, you pump them and it builds up the pressure on the inside, then you can spray like a normal spray thing. You don't need to keep misting on it. You know those ones?
Mm.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
not
like
used
those.
one of
Best
those.
sound effects.
The pump's
Yeah,
the best
Yeah,
one.
I
Man.
need to do that again.
It's accurate. It's accurate. That's what they sound like.
I
I'm
just don't
staying
think
out
I
of
would
this
do it
like
discussion.
some
Last
kind of
time I
mashup
talked about
today.
spray bottles, I triggered the chat. So
Okay, you
Boots
triggered
and
them
pants
again.
and boots and pants and
Gosh.
boots and pants and boots and pants.
Boots and cats. Boots and cats.
Pants
Pants.
and boots.
Boots and cats. Anyway, yeah, spray bottle. Yeah, them pumpy ones are fucking awesome, man. It costs a little bit extra. They're not as cheap as the other spray bottles, and they don't last very long. You know, if you leave them sitting for too long with some isopropyl breaks down a little bit. Yeah, man, they're still good to use. Still would definitely highly recommend having one of those around. And just to keep some isopropyl, just because isopropyl's the shit. You just spray it around, give it a little clean on the tent walls and stuff. Don't spray your plants with it. But, it's nice and easy to keep around, man. Use it for
Yeah,
anything.
very handy.
You
very
spray
handy.
your scissors with it if you need to. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah, nice to have those spray
Boom.
bottles. Yeah. So add that to your toolkit as well. We got sticky traps. Billy, you use any of these sticky traps in your? Because you don't know you got living soil. You use shit like that. to
Not
prevent
anymore.
bugs?
I used to until those bugs are all gone, and then I don't need them no more. So yeah, but yeah, they are great for that.
You're kind of talking about sticky traps, right?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, like in the show notes, it's
Yeah,
your turn to talk
yeah,
about sticky
Billy,
traps.
It's your section.
That was the hint.
That was the smooth
Was it
segue.
hint? Was it?
The smooth
right.
segue into
Weird.
Billy's
I've been
section.
professional,
So
was
good
ya?
today,
Ah,
people.
I miss the
Oh.
professionalism. You see?
Yeah, so let's go back. So do you use sticky traps then, Billy?
No, mate.
No.
no, no.
Still not helping you out at all.
Oh my word!
Yeah, I have used them to start with, yeah, but now I've got no problems. But yeah, they really do help. The sticky fly insects, basically. What else do you want to know?
I don't know. It sounded like you said sticky flying sex.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I did. But no, basically they're used for fungus gnats, thrips, white flies, and what else? Yeah, I can't think of anything else they're used for really. But placing them on the soil is probably the best thing. But I would say around the plant, hanging up is okay. But you want them sort of on the base and on the soil, so they land on the soil and then jump onto the sticky trap. Really, that is the best thing. Because if they're too far away from the plant, then they won't get on it. They won't really be attracted to it too much. They will a little bit, but they'll be more attracted to the smell of the plant and the soil, really. So that's the main thing you want. Also, you can throw one in there and just to monitor to see if you have any as well. Like it says here, which is a good way of doing it. Just throw one in the base of the plant, leave it for 24 hours, and if there's nothing on it, then you're like fine. Like
Well, just leave it there. If it ain't getting in the way, just fucking leave it there.
Yeah, obviously you want to
Yeah.
pick it up when you're watering, so it don't take all the stickiness away. But yeah, that's about it really. You just throw one in there now and again. Maybe sort of like Mackie says, just leave it in there. Sort of.
But
But,
add it to the toolkit, innit?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
if you need it, you don't need to be, oh shit, I've got to
You
go
get
to the
small
shop
ones.
at
You
some
can
point when I have time.
Cut them in
and
half
get more.
and that as
Yeah,
well if you don't want to use them all. So just cut them in half if you just want to throw a couple of testers in there.
Yeah, man.
So like, yeah. So but they are handy just to see what's going on.
Definitely useful to have around. Definitely. And then there's
That's right.
one more thing you should add to your toolkit. There is just a notebook or a grow journal, and you have a grow journal yet, Margaret? You have edibles journal, don't you?
You have an edibles journal,
Yeah,
not a grow
right.
journal, though.
All right. But we do have these kind of things over on Percy'sGrowroom.com. We recommend that everybody has a grow diary over there so you can keep track of things. And then other members can keep track of it as well. So if you do see any issues that you're missing, you can be pulled up and corrected on that so it doesn't cause any problems in the future. So having some kind of notebook around, either over on Percy's or a piece of paper and a pen, just so you can keep track of what you fed yesterday, if you've been having problems, what you did to rectify it. And just keep track of things. So if there is any issues, then you can go back and just check and see what could be the potential cause or what you did to fix the particular issue as well. Just it's a good idea, I think. And I mean, you get used to things after a while. You might not need to keep track of things daily, but especially in the early days, just keep track of things. It will help out if there's any issues. So just keep a simple record of what happens during each grow cycle. Feeding schedules, environmental conditions, temps and humidity and things like that, which you're monitoring on your hygrometer that we mentioned earlier. When you've done any training or pruning or any observations about the plants, leaves going yellow or things like that, just to make notes of any important things that might mean something later on down the line. Yeah. And if you've seen any bugs on your sticky traps, shit like that. And there's lots of different ways to do it. You can do the old school method. The old school method is good. Just a pen and paper, a specific notebook for the grow. That's a nice way to do things. But, that's keeping a note then, which you leave on your desk. And other people can read it. And that's how Walter White got found out in Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? He left that book in the toilet that Hank read. Spoiler alert. Good TV.
Yeah, 20 years later.
So don't do that. Yeah, still, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you need to go watch it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Do it, lady. Great TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But but the best way, just head over to Percy's, man. Percy'sGrowroom.com. Easy to get on your phone. You just make yourself a diary, update it when you need to, and then it's all there for you to go back and reference things if you need to. Nice and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and definitely highly recommended. So that's everything. That's all the things that you should have in your grower's toolbox or tool bag, whatever you want to call it. You don't need much space for all this stuff. Yeah, just your EC, ppm meter with pH pen, with hygrometer, pruning, snips, the LST clips for training and things like that. Your jeweler's loupe for checking trichomes and stuff. Moisture meters for the soil if you're growing in soil, especially spray bottles for cleaning or for foliar feeding. That kind of shit. Sticky traps, just to make sure if any bugs do walk in, then they get trapped before they get to the place where they can lay some fucking eggs. So they're always useful to have around as well. And again, if you do think you have bugs, you want to be able to instantly go to your toolkit, grab your shit, and put the sticky traps in. You don't want to be like, oh, well, I don't have a day off until Tuesday, and I can't get anything until then. Keep it in your toolbox, and you'll be happy. And then just a grow journal, where you're keeping track of things so you can refer back to any changes or any things that you've seen of any note. So yeah, man, do it, lady. Just there's your toolbox. Get started. Get it filled out. Make sure you get all that stuff in there. But that's it. We got quite a few listener mail questions, and I think we should get to these. Are we ready?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, we got one from Royomoto on Discord. They ask, seeds in outdoor feminized plants, are they the result of a hermit plant or pollen on the wind/insects? Is there a way to know? I've noticed the last 2 years I've gotten some seeds in my outdoor plants. It's nothing crazy like some Mexican brickweed where it's raining seeds, but I generally get one every few buds or so. There is a bright yard light across the road and a standard street light nearby as well. Do you think they would cause an issue even if they're fairly consistent like the moon? Or given low numbers of seeds, it's more likely just catching random pollen from somewhere else? Good question, man. Good question. And it's difficult to tell, really. It's difficult to tell. It could have got some pollen, especially if you're growing in a place where it's legal. There might be somebody around you who is growing a male plant, and then some pollen might have landed on it. But, I mean, when you're saying lights like this, now, the plants can take, it's like 7% of sunlight which comes from the moon, so it can handle the brightness of a full moon and carry on with its natural cycle. The other lights, it might not be as powerful as moonlight is, but it's inconsistent. That's the thing that causes the problems, is irregularity with the light cycle. It confuses the plant, and that's why it encourages it to hermy, or go through some stress that then the genetics ain't strong enough to put up with it, and it hermies to create some of its own seeds. So it could be either one. It doesn't matter which one it is, really. I mean, I suppose you could try and prevent either one of them, but it's difficult to prevent things when you're growing outdoors. You're just dealing with nature. These things happen. It's only a couple of seeds, which is a pain in the ass, but still.
I mean,
it's not a lot.
Another thought could be that, like, maybe let's just say you let it go too long, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe the plant itself is like, I better throw some nanas to survive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. What do you think, Margaret? Because you grow outdoors, you have this problem at all?
I haven't really. The only time I had that problem was when a plant actually did get pollinated.
Right.
Because I had a male grow, and it wasn't at my actual house. So by the time I was able to like pull the plant, it had already pollinated.
Oh wow.
The other ones. Yeah. So that was
Yeah, it happens. And pollen can travel a long way as well. I mean, if it gets wet, it won't work, and if it gets blasted by a certain amount of sunlight, but I think it can travel for like 24 hours or some crazy shit on the wind and land on a plant and still be viable to cause seeds. So pollen can travel a distance, man. Yeah.
Yeah, can it travel like a kilometer or something, or maybe more?
I don't know. There's been reports where cannabis plants have blown pollen from Spain onto the Rock of Gibraltar and still pollinated the plants over on that side of the and it's not massively. Freenog says 12 miles, but yeah, it can go further than you would expect. It can travel on that wind for a while, but it does become not viable if it gets wet or or if it's in the sunlight for too long. Yeah, man, but it can travel quite a distance.
That's right.
And if somebody is living close to you and they're also growing plants and they didn't notice they have a male in their patch, then, or maybe they're growing a male just to be a fucking dickhead, and then your plants being pollinated. It's just the price of growing outdoors sometimes. Not really much you can do about it. I mean, if you're growing in a greenhouse, and that can prevent the pollen from getting to it, but then you got to deal with other issues. You just got to find out which one works best. Anything to add there? I think we're good there. That kind of explains it all. We're good? Next one?
Yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting one from Chip. It's a good question. It's good. And I don't think we covered this before. Chip asks, I'm enjoying updating my grow diary, but I'm constantly disappointed with my photos. Lame, bro. Your photos are good. Chill. You only want the good photos to be the plant of the month ones. Then you'd be concerned because you want them to look tip top. Right. But other than that, yeah, man, take a picture of your plants. Enjoy it. Do you have any hints and tips for taking pics of plants? What settings on your phone, and how do you recommend we stage the plants? Also, any extra security-minded thoughts on pics? The Gorilla Grower recommended using screenshots to avoid accidentally locating your outdoor grow. Should we be doing the same? Loving the podcast. Has John had beans on toast again? So, John, we'll leave all those questions up to you. You had no beans on toast? Okay, what if...
No.
You had the fancy phone with the settings. What do you think? Any recommendations?
I don't like change the settings or anything.
Just straight up.
It kind of does it automatically.
I feel like it's always the lighting. You need good lighting.
Lighting is so important when it comes to taking
and you
good
don't
photos.
Want shadows. You don't want you cast a shadow on what you're taking a picture of, and I don't know.
If you have blurple lights, don't have those on. Yeah.
I've also found that getting down to eye level with your plants, rather than standing up and taking a picture of like a bird's eye view down at an angle, get right down to the same level as them, so your eye level with the top of the canopy and looking across it. So when you take your picture, then it just looks more natural.
Yeah. I mean, you could get all kinds of crazy with it, but
you could,
get a tripod out, special lights, dampeners. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you sending it to High Times or something? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because then you're maybe going to want to get like a white backdrop or black backdrop and some, ring lighting and all those umbrella-looking things. I mean,
you could take it pretty far, but you probably don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No.
Not
And
for a Percy diary.
Of course, make sure you're using a decent camera. And the camera technology, just
Yeah.
from even like 5 years ago, is so. You look at pictures from 5 years ago, and you're like, "What the fuck? You take that on a brick, on a potato, or something? What the fuck? It's ridiculous."
Potato.
I remember getting like a 10 megapixel phone and being like, "God damn, look at this! This is like space age technology." And now,
Yeah, this is amazing.
I don't even remember how many fucking pixels this phone has. This is a ridiculous amount of pixels on this phone. I can't even remember, like megapixels. I wouldn't even like to say. I would say like 500 megapixels or something fucking absolutely ridiculous, but it probably isn't that high. But it might be because the technology is that crazy nowadays. The pictures I can take on my phone, it's like sometimes I feel like, you know, when I'm recording stuff, I'm like, the definition on my phone is better than real life at this point. I get a better picture looking at my phone screen than I do just looking at things. How does that make any sense? Fuck.
Right.
Yeah, so make sure you got a decent camera in the first place.
Just like to point out also that in the show notes, when you said about using screenshots, he actually says using screenshots.
Yes,
to avoid.
there's a spelling mistake. I did try and overlook it there, but Billy's brought it up now, which is you know, that's how we like to roll.
That's right.
Can't let that slide. It says
when it comes,
site?
sorry, John.
But the site strips all that data, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
When
that's
you
the
upload your
data.
diary and
Yeah,
stuff?
when you upload
Yeah,
pics,
data, not data. Get it
the
right.
data. That's right.
Oh my god.
That's right. The EXIF data is
Are we watching
removed.
Star Trek?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the EXIF data is removed when you upload pictures onto the forum, but you still want to take extra precautions as well. You know, because like Smee said earlier, he puts his phone in aeroplane mode and things like that. Just you never know what they're fucking looking at, and I doubt they're ever going to come kicking your door off because like, oh, we found these 4 pictures from the cloud when you took a fucking picture. But, you know, just be cautious. So I don't like to have Facebook on my phone just in case I accidentally take a picture and it gets uploaded to my Facebook or something automatically. You know, and just don't like fucking around with any of that kind of shit, man. So yeah, put it in aeroplane mode, take the picture, then you can take it out and upload it. That's what I would do. But, you know, do what you feel is necessary. But when it comes to how the picture looks, just take the picture, man. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Nobody's judging you. If we need to see something specific, like, oh, could you take a picture of that leaf there from this angle because we think it might have rot or some shit, then people would ask. Otherwise, just take the pictures and enjoy it. Don't be too critical of yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So now, next one, Lobby Lobster. He sends 2 questions, kind of, because the first one goes a little something like this. Hi on Homegrown. Just a quick question this week. If you could smoke only consume your weed in one way, what would it be? Also, the royal family lizard people. So, and there was an absolutely messed up way to write it there, and he comes back to address that. He corrects himself, so he didn't want us to read out the first question, but we did anyway. Because what he actually meant to say was, also this meant to just say, if you could only consume in one way, what would it be? I blame Mackie for how poorly written this is, as I was about 6 whiskeys deep and wrote it last night. Have to say, though, I think I'm converted to a nice single malt, though. You know what I'm saying? Yes, nice single malt whiskey in the sherry casks there, bro. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, so nice question there. What's your preferred way to consume cannabis? If you had to do it a particular way for the rest of your life, what would it be? Smee, you're on edibles, right? Edibles your thing?
Yeah, definitely now.
Me too. Surprising no one. But
Yeah.
Blunts.
No way, you like edibles, Margaret?
yeah, I know. Shocker. But here we are.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
really
you are a
enjoying it.
dark horse. You know?
Came out of nowhere.
That's right.
Yeah, but
I'm
what about
really
you,
enjoying
Billy?
the edibles at the minute. But to
Blunts.
be fair,
Blunts all the way.
Blunt's your favourite, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah. because you can control it. With edibles, once you've eaten it, that's it. Too late, and it's whatever the edible does.
That's
But
part
with
of the
blunts,
fun.
with blunts, you can
Whoa.
smoke all day.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Or you can not smoke all day. So you can.
I
You
like to
can
live on the
choose.
edge.
That's
You can
right.
live on the edge with blunts, though.
Margaret.
Add loads of hash in.
That's right, yeah, I suppose.
my only problem with edibles is that you don't get to taste the weed.
Yeah, you don't get
So,
to taste
with-
it. Yeah.
I'm
With
vaporizer
the
all day,
edibles,
baby.
with the
Yeah,
edibles,
same for me, man.
I have to
My
have
That's
the
why-
mighty
riser,
on top
man,
of it.
all day.
Runner
If I don't
up
have
if
the
you drag
mighty
your
on
vape.
top of my edibles, I'll never taste what my weed tastes like. But
Yeah.
the mighty,
Mhm.
it just the taste is beautiful out the mighty.
Yeah,
so.
that's right, man.
Yeah.
The mighty and the way it hits, and man, the mighty is just so good. Or a high quality vaporizer. It doesn't necessarily have to
I
be
was
the
gonna
mighty.
say, like, what about a volcano? Nice
Yeah,
big balloon.
volcano.
Ooh,
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Baking,
vaporizing cannabis rather than
vaporising.
smoking it, because setting fire
Rather
to it, though it's the traditional way, it just changes the flavor so much, man. Just
Mhm.
adds that burn flavor to it, which is okay if you enjoy that kind of thing. But when you get used to vaporizers and the different level of terpenes from that, that's my preferred way, man. I love that shit.
Yeah. That was a game changer for me. Seriously.
Same, same.
What about the other
That was
question? 'Cause
like
that's
being
quite
born
important.
again.
Are the royal family lizard
It really
people?
was. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think the e-files have proven that. Haven't they?
Allegedly.
The e-files, is that what we're calling it
allegedly.
now?
Yeah.
The e-files, I like it.
you know.
I like
The
it.
formerly known as Prince files.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get? Is this gonna be a show? We're gonna get David Duchovny and what's her name to play the E
Ooh,
Files. Ooh,
That could
No.
be interesting.
and go in and it's.
It'll be
Activated.
X-rated.
Unlike the X Files,
Oh,
which
boy.
I feel is like false representation of the X. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't
Listen, we all
X-rated
love
at
that show. Me, don't ruin it for us. Okay.
But yeah, are the royal family lizard people? I don't know,
Maybe.
man. I don't. Probably not. I would say
Definitely a
probably not.
possibility.
But yeah, it's possible for sure. I'd say that. Interesting one. That was one of the David Icke conspiracies. It's like David Icke made so many good points back in the day, and then he started going about lizard people and kind of lost everybody. Like,
Yeah, it was a
what are
bit,
you
wasn't
even
it?
on
It's
about,
like,
mate?
"Oh, that's a good point, David. Good point, David." Like,
Mhm.
and then you're like, "Whoa."
Oh, the
David, mate."
Illuminati, you say? Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Oh, yeah, and the Queen's a lizard. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know about that, Dave. Crazy person. Well, yeah, I do like it,
He's
David Icke.
crazy, and
Uh,
not the royal family.
Oh, yeah, they're crazy too. Both can
Yeah,
be real.
both can be
They're just
crazy.
not
at the
crazy
same
lizards,
time.
man.
True. That's
That's
true.
right. And there was the other one from Lovely Lobster. We got rid of that one.
Fire top
Yeah.
next.
Glad you're enjoying the whiskey there, because we've gone from last week where we were saying fuck whiskey and fuck Prince Andrew to saying that he's enjoying it. A little bit of a
Right,
recommendation,
and our-
pointing in
Yeah,
the right direction.
And
I
are
like
the
it.
royal family lizard people?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Right, Firetop, he says here, evening, all hope everyone is thriving, aka surviving. My question is, it used to be a 90s rap star, Firetop did or something, I don't know. My question for the show is, if cannabis became cheaper to buy than grow and was legalized worldwide, would you still grow it? Be interesting to hear your opinions. Have a good and keep it all popping. Yeah,
Yes.
it's an
Yes.
interesting question.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
legal
I
where I am
would.
already.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Because
And it's
it
pretty
don't
cheap.
matter
You
how-
can get some
they
pretty
won't be able to
cheap.
make it cheap enough for me to like buy the amount I use. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
very true. Hmm.
The problem with
So, like,
cheap
yeah.
comes quality of shit, and I'm not above
Yes.
that.
Exactly.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
exactly.
You
yeah.
know?
That
So
is
that's
the
what I'm
problem.
saying. Like, yeah, even
There's
if
a huge
cannabis did become
compromise.
cheaper,
Right.
the cheapest they could get for my quality would be then too expensive for me to consume. I'd have to do it
Yeah.
Yeah.
myself.
Mhm.
Sure.
And the
Mhm.
quality is next level, and it's just if people grow tomatoes and shit, you can buy tomatoes pretty cheap. People grow pears and peaches. You know what I'm saying, and you can
an
buy
apple
them at
tree
the
in your
store.
garden quite
Yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Take
And the best shit
price-
comes from home. You know,
Yeah, take the price out of the
Mhm. Yeah.
equation, and you know,
or just grow more because it's legal
it-
now.
it's
Yeah.
addictive growing.
Yeah,
For me, when I first started growing, I found that it became more addictive than the smoking part.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
smoking
I'd have a
part
more
was just
more expensive setup because I know I couldn't lose it through
Yeah, you know what I'm
like,
saying, Billy.
waste stealing it off me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'd invest
Mhm.
in good quality equipment then.
So I
even
think that
if
was
it
a collective
cheaper,
yes. There,
yeah,
Fire
I'd still
Top.
grow.
I
it,
think so,
'cause
yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
the,
Yep. I can agree.
Right. So one more from no,
Okay.
it's still a couple. No, what?
Free
That's a
nuts.
long question, Free Nugs. Can't, bro. Again? We're gonna have to start going to half a question per Free Nugs after this. What the fuck? What determines the potency of the cannabis grown? I used to believe that it was how it was grown and nutrients used in the bottle. Some people in my area grow and never put anything on it, and it tastes like hay and smells like grass. I got some bud from a relative, and it just doesn't smell right. The bud is nice, and the smoke is smooth, but it has no flavor and smells like fucking hay. I know we have gone over that. That is a drying problem. Drying too fast, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 bro. Very important. Very Drying too fast will ruin your weed. But what determines the strength and the height of the bud? Is it how it's grown, the nutrients used, or is it simply down to genetics of the plant? What do you guys think? John, you want to take that one away? You want to talk about that?
I'm gonna say all of that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
all of the
can
above.
determine how the bud is gonna end up in the end. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a plant that's got great genetics, throw it out in a ditch, and it's not gonna smoke the same as you growing it at home, throwing in a little bit of nutrients, what have you. You know. So, and I feel like then, like the strength, I think that's just, I don't know. That's a tough one because, you know, I don't look at that anymore. I don't really look at what the percentage is anymore myself. But like I've grown stuff that we've tested that wasn't even close to what they told me it should have been. And that was growing, say, a perfect grow, you know.
Yeah. There's just so much needs to be taken into consideration, and genetics is
way
like
too much.
50% genetics, 50% everything else. You have to have the good shit to start with in the first place. Then you have to grow it happily and healthily throughout its whole grow process, and then dry and cure it properly. And it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of patience. Some people just don't have that, you know. Some people cut it too soon, dry it too fast, and then it's fucked. You really got to grow it to its potential, happily and healthily, harvest it at the right time, try and cure it properly, and then you're going to have some good weed. You know, but for the strength, that's going to be mainly genetics. But same thing again, if it's happy and healthy throughout its whole life, it's going to produce more THC or whichever the active ingredient it wants. And you know, if it's harvested at the right time, if you harvest it too soon, it's immature. It's not going to work as well. If it's harvested at the peak maturity, then it's going to be good, strong weed. And then if it goes on for a little bit longer and it starts to degrade after that, it's going to be more of a sedative effect. You know, so all these things need to be taken into consideration. It's like, you know, I just bring chess up. It's like chess. All of these, you need to know all of these tiny little factors, these 1% that make a big difference to the overall end result. You know, just knowing a little bit more can make a big difference to the way the plant's grown. So just little things all add up to create one big thing at the end, you know. So just keep improving a little bit at a time, and eventually it gets better.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yep.
I concur.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Hope that helps, sir.
Beautiful.
And then we have a small note from Dave. What's Dave saying?
Dave just wrote a couple of little jokes he sent in.
Oh gosh.
But it's okay. It's not too bad actually from Dave. Pantomime horse goes into a bar. Barman says pint. Horse goes no. 2 halves. To get pantomime horse.
Pantomime horse.
No, I don't get it.
Pantomime horse.
I heard none of that. It was all mush in my brain.
Yeah, don't. That was.
Say it
what the
again?
fuck? Yeah, say it again
Pantomime
slowly.
Horse, a pantomime horse.
A pantomime horse.
Horse enters a bar, goes to the
Right.
barman. The barman says to him, pint. And the horse goes, no, 2 halves.
But what's the
I
reference? I
still
don't
got
get
nothing.
it.
Front and back of a
Well,
pantomime horse.
it's a front and a back of a
Pantomime
pantomime horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So there's 2
my
people.
God.
Right.
Really,
Yeah.
they're just not working on that
They're
level.
just
Nah.
not working, mate.
Just not on that
My
level.
brain was not there at all. That was,
Yeah.
that was
Right,
shit.
and you got another one.
Mhm.
Scientists have discovered that the first 2 people on Earth were actually Cockneys. You wouldn't Adam and Eve it.
Oh my Jesus.
Nah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dave. It's always good to see you,
Right.
Dave.
There you go.
Funny.
He must be
Oh,
out of
very
hospital
good,
now.
Dave.
When is
It is.
when is Dave doing his stand-up tour, by the way? Man,
He did
I
it.
have
Nobody
to ask
went.
him. It's more sit down, more lay down drunk. I think Dave's stand-up
Okay,
tour is
okay.
more lay down drunk. Right?
Mhm.
Still.
He's just come out of hospital, John.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
yeah.
God,
that's
Poor
right.
Paul.
You know,
He's
it's
trying to
only
get him
last
on
week.
tour already.
well, it's got to get back on that pantomime horse or whatever the hell. Pantomime horse.
yeah.
Oh, and you know, National Women's Day as well. So a quick shout out to Anne Lesby.
All right. Yeah.
We haven't heard from Anne for a while.
Yeah.
But that's all the questions from listener mail. Also the toolkit
Beautiful.
sorted. I think we're ready to go to the outro. We done?
Outro.
Yes.
I think so.
Let's do it.
Good idea.
I clicked it and nothing happened.
Broken.
Fade in intro song professionally, manually,
Mhm.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And there we go, everybody. Yes, good show,
Yeah.
good show. Lots of laughs and jokes there. I like it when we say random things about random things. You know, a lot of discussion about food this week as well. Yeah,
That's
don't
right.
forget to
As
hit the...
usual.
Yeah, as
We should
usual.
have put a poll up.
earlier.
I don't know why we didn't put a poll up for that.
About the
For
corned
what?
Damn
beef.
it. No, about the gravy.
Oh, right. The
What, is
gravy.
gravy
Whether it's
brown
brown
or
or
white?
not.
No, is
Yeah, what would you
Oh
have
my
asked,
God.
John?
Yeah, what was the poll, John?
I would have asked, is gravy brown or is there other colors of gravy?
Oh, that seems to be like a little bit of a loaded question.
Yeah. innit? Sounds like
How
a
is it loaded?
politician's question.
Oh,
In
is it-
your brain, its only answer is brown.
No, because there's different
Everybody
shades
else
of colours.
would choose
You'd be like,
other.
is it other colours as well? It's like
Only
might be
for
light
blind-
brown.
Only for colorblind people.
You don't think
I
there's
don't know
different
how to-
shades of brown?
There
be
is
very
different
clear.
shades of brown, but why does it got to be brown? Can't it be tan? Can it be?
All I know
Exactly.
is
So when you
shades of
say,
grey,
though.
is it
Tan
brown
gravy.
or other colours? Of course it's going to be other colours because there's tan, which is a variant of brown, which could be considered as another colour.
I found
still
out there was
gravy color.
variant
It's
shades
not.
of brown.
It
when,
is
I had
considered
my son.
another color. Okay. Okay.
We'll do a poll next week, John.
We'll do a
Okay.
poll, yeah. Put a poll up
Okay,
in the
great,
forum.
great. I'm gonna
yeah,
forget
or
about it
on
by
the
then, but-
Discord.
It'll be totally out of
Fine.
context, and nobody will understand what the hell we're talking about, but we'll do the poll for you anyway.
No, I think that would make him feel a lot better. I think.
Yeah.
But it won't change the
Yeah,
fact that
yeah.
gravy is brown, John. Just saying.
Okay.
But you was right about the corned beef.
What about sausage gravy though?
It's all gravy, bro.
It's white gravy.
With sausage meat.
Sausage gravy.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Yeah, for like biscuits
way.
and gravy.
yeah. I'm
Country
fading in the
gravy,
intro.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
fading in the outro music. There we go.
Okay.
Let's say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Have you some gravy?
Yes,
Wow.
some gravy and corned beef. Lovely. Oh, and don't forget Michael Jackson.